History is written by the victor. History is filled with liars. If he lives and we die, his truth becomes written.
You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my veins. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my veins. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We count them digits and subtract it. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We caught that nigga, send him packing. Yeah, we send it, niggas packing. Don't give a fuck about the past. He hit the pavement, now he napping. You need some shit, just tap, tap, tap it. Just know your role and play your part. You're all talk and you're all bar. We see the loser in your heart, so please stop acting like you're smart. We left that loser in a ditch. That's what you get for talking shit. These niggas talking tough for Twitter, but I know you're full of it. Talking about slime, talking about gang. Nigga, you do not have no click. Nigga trying to say I make a mad, but boy, you really make me sick. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my veins. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my veins. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We count them digits and subtract it. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We caught that nigga, send him packing.
History is written by the victor. History is filled with liars. If he lives and we die, his truth becomes written.
You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my veins. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my veins. You niggas ain't rapping, such a disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We count them digits and subtract it. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We caught that nigga, send him packing. Yeah, we send it, niggas packing. Don't give a fuck about the past. He hit the pavement, now he napping. You need some shit, just tap, tap, tap it. Just know your role and play your part. You're all talk and you're all bar. We see the loser in your heart, so please stop acting like you're smart. We left that loser in a ditch. That's what you.
All right. We just did that Kubera stream. That was really good. I even had notes. I was very excited about that. So that was fun. And um on these days I like have to like do two streams because I have to unpublish the Kubera stuff at some point solely due to the fact that let me put this up here so I can see what's going on. Solely due to the fact that I unpublished it so I can put it on Patreon. So if you missed it live, that will be the only way to see it 3 weeks early. But I, don't worry, I'm not going to actually talk about this show. I'm just going to use it as the spring pad to like or launching pad to talk about what's been on my spirit lately, what I've been thinking about, because this has been a prevalent conversation with people around me and in my life and in popular culture right now. So we know that Mindy Kaling show came out that uses an old IP of a beloved franchise, if you will, Mystery Inc. and Scooby Dooby Doo. And that has caused a lot of discourse in varying ways about contemporary shows and this and that and the third or whatever, whatever. And I was thinking about in my head, like, what long running standing IPs, whether they're like around my age, so about 29 to 30, been around since before I was born, so something maybe like a Disney or whatever the case may be, and things of that nature have actually remained of excellent quality over time, or at the very least, kept its respect, even when they have sales. Bonjour, mon coeur. Like, what are those franchises? And I was thinking about with me, there always comes a point in which I start to deviate or from what most people think about a certain franchise, or my standards are so high that maybe nothing that's going to be long running for a plethora of years will ever keep me enticed. Because I was thinking about so many things that I've loved from a child to like now that I don't like anymore. And some things that I'm still pretty cool with, and things that I'm fearful of becoming something I don't like. You see my posters around my room. One of those things is Kingdom Hearts. I used to be an extremely diehard Kingdom Hearts fan, and there's nothing you could have told me about it. It was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Peak top one. He said the Tales of franchise. I can't comment on that. I don't play those. What's up, Nara? I don't comment on those. I don't play those, so I don't have any comment on that. But yeah, like there was so many like Kingdom Hearts was a series that I loved. When I played the first one, the second one was out. I played them both in the same year and Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advance. But I just this sounds child, but like Dr. Seuss. That's interesting. That would be something I have to look into. Like I wasn't a big Dr. Seuss reader. By that time, I was already reading comics and manga, and like other things that I was interested in, like that Wayside School stuff. But yeah, I was just thinking about it because I'm like, are there any franchises that you guys have followed for like a really long time, or even a company? And this has to be like this could be like a game, could be a manga, a book, a magazine, or something like. Maybe it's to use Weekly Shonen Jump. Weekly Shonen Jump, since its inception, has stayed really good to great, even to this day in modern times. Maybe you think it's One Piece or something like Dragon Ball. Maybe you think it's I'll just say Scooby Doo. I'm not. Let me not play with y'all after Velma came out, but I think you get what I mean, right? Because as much as I used to be the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan, there came a point where I'm like, what are they doing? What is Nomura doing? What is Square Enix doing? This is very unserious to me, right? And I'm the type of person where all I can really do is vote with my wallet. It's not to say I don't complain, bitch and moan and whine about certain things, but there's a lot of things that come out that people like whine about, and I'm like, listen, man, I don't I don't care about She-Hulk because I don't like Hulk. I don't like the MCU. I don't care about new shows very often that come from like Hollywood or whatnot because I think they're weird, and I don't think they're trying to make good shows anymore. They're trying to indoctrinate the people to have certain beliefs and make certain things so normal because they see it in their pop culture that if they see that's not consistent with their real life, it's a problem. As far as I'm concerned, TV has always been this, but in my lifetime, more so than ever, this is a psyop. Index for me, still very consistent. I can't speak on new Index because I really want Kazuma to fucking stop, bro. I like Index as much as like the next person. Tomo's my guy. My Electric Princess out. Accelerator's that dude. Shout out to what's is it Lost Child, Lost Clone, Lost. What's the one Masaka worst? I could shoot. What's wrong with my brain? Anyways, but I want him to stop. The same thing with Nisio Ishii. You guys don't love Monogatari, but I want him to stop. I'm very fearful. I'm scared of people. Last order. There we go. I'm very fearful of people who don't know how to put the pen down when it's and let the ink dry. Just let it dry. It's okay. I don't think any franchise has been around the last 20 years as it put out heat every time. It's always a downward slope, but there may be the Soul Seki Ring Ringborn, those type of games. I'm not necessarily saying you have to absolutely every time you put out something it was great, but did it maintain consistency? Like Disney is something that I would argue probably maintained for a lot. I think they lost a lot of money this year, but every company lost money this year, and these companies have obviously not prioritized funds as they used to because of ESG stuff. I'm not going to get into that, but Disney, I think, is still seen as very, very, very dope and cool and great, despite what they do to kids, despite the stuff we hear about the company, it being its own government in Florida for a bit. Like, monetarily, from a pop culture, general populist standpoint, I think most people are rocking with them. They really like them. They think that they think what they put out is super dope. The last thing that I think Disney put out that I really liked was probably Moana, but I don't think that company is respectable anymore at all in any capacity. I'm not saying don't watch or buy Disney stuff, but do you think I respect Disney? I don't. Just because they're a part of my childhood doesn't mean that I would support something that I think is actually harming people. So that's just me. You know what? I like Encanto too. I watched that with my girlfriend. It was fun. I like that. I like the Strong Girl. She's my favorite. She had the song. Wow, how did it go? I don't remember the song. That's crazy. Tip, 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 drip, till it don't stop. Whoa, nah, 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 da, da, na, 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 na. Some make you stronger. I actually haven't listened to that movie in a long time, but yeah, that was good. I actually thought that was pretty dope. So fair enough. But what the f happened to Pixar? Pixar has been assimilated by Disney the same way Lucasfilm and Disney has. This Disney owns Pixar now. This is why I think they're a general. This is why I do believe they are a monopoly. They own so much. They own so many things that are just Disney. Lucasfilm, you see Star Wars movie or show, Disney. You know, Pixar, Disney. You see like Marvel, Disney, like MCU, Disney, like they own so much. So it's just a giant effing corporate with shady dealings and back hands. They're trying to preach to people. Yeah, yeah. Mikey Monopoly mas. So yeah. So in my head, right? Again, this have to be it have to be the longest running company, but like or whatever or corporation, but like Avatar to me is still good. And I keep saying this. I'll keep repeating this. When I say Avatar, I never mean the intergalactic space Smurfs. I always mean Last Airbender to Korra. From what we have out from the Legend of Korra to Last Airbender to the comics that we have gotten, I think that this we're still in a very good place even with the Avatar Kyoshi um novel. I keep hearing more and more Avatar wants to do this, do this, do that, and I'm like, you're gonna go down the path that I don't want you guys to go, aren't you? With the new Earthbender, apparently the Zuko movie, I'm like, I don't trust you guys to because I think things are more ideologically driven now. I don't think there's a lot of people who care about creating a great narrative from top to bottom. They just care about pandering and possibly sales, you know. Both Avatar, but I mean, I don't care if I'm not a James Cameron fan. Nara, can't lie to you. I don't think he's a genius. I don't think I just think he's a loser. I hate when he speaks. It doesn't move me. Now, mind you, I've only heard him speak recently, and he says testosterone is a toxin in men. I'm like, bro, what is that? And I used to talk. He said I thing the gun. I'm like, this guy's such a weirdo, so I don't like him. Damn, I missed it in my delusion stream. Yeah, you did. Sorry, brother, you did. Um, it'll be out in 3 weeks though. But so right now I'm just talking about like franchises that I think have like not maintained its level of like quality and stuff. And now I want to think about ones that maybe did like something that's been like long running for a long time that is maybe still pretty good. Like there was a point in my life you could not badmouth Nintendo. Oddly enough, I know it's probably weird for you to say that today. You could not badmouth Nintendo, and I have no respect for that company. I think they're one of the most anti-consumer companies that I've ever seen in my life. They're strict adherence to tradition and whatnot. I'm like, it's not moving me. I can't stand these guys. But they always win because I think some of these names are so powerful and been around for so long, you just can't stop them. Because I think before they made games, they made like I don't know if it was board games or like little. I must say not software. What's the word? Look, I don't know. Hardware. I don't know. But Cameron just says talking points that are relevant now, though he actually thinks that it's such a fraud. Yeah, and I respect that less than somebody who was socially engineered to believe that. At least I could be like, you got indoctrinated, like you got mind, you got psychological transcendental hit on you. You didn't know any better. But for the ones who just like, oh, you see, oh my goodness, people of color, I'm like, you don't care about me. Like that doesn't. That I'm not fooled by this. Like I like just because you put 65 black people in a movie and 3 of them are gay doesn't mean you care about me. That does not work. Not in this neck of the woods. My brain works. I'm not like these sheeple who like need like I don't need Disney. If I never get to see Moana or another Disney movie again, I'll be completely okay. I don't think other people will. I think they will unga bunga malfunction. Oh, like Disney. You see those adult Disney people who need to like ride the rides. Like you're like 45 with Mickey Mouse ears on, talking about reopen the park. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you okay? Like, are you an adult? No, you're not. This is why I tell you guys I don't like millennials. Even though I'm a millennial, I don't like them. They're not. They're not well adjusted. They're not well adjusted people. There's something wrong with them. Gen X is okay though. I don't mind that. But yeah. So Danganronpa is another one that betrayed me. I thought the Danganronpa, the first game was really good. I think the second game, like I could honestly say, like changed my life. I really the way that second game resonated with me was different. Then I actually liked Ultra Despair Girls. I thought it was a good bridge between one and two, and I liked the Danganronpa Zero visual novel. Then we got to the Danganronpa anime, the Hope and Despair side, and Danganronpa V3. What the fuck? The fuck was that? Complete garbage. Utterly, utterly trash. Betrayal of the source material and whatnot. Kodaka talking about some nonsense that he has to do this in an anime because he can't do it in the visual novel. I'm like, what did you do in this show that you couldn't have done in the visual novel? And then they ruined my favorite character. And that's one thing that you could set me off. You ruined my favorite character. Her evil charisma was gone, and she used some stupid hypnosis video to create the remnants of despair, and I hated it. It was so bad. And then V3 just did everything it could to piss me off from the. It's so crazy because V3 started so good, excellent even, and then I'm like, what happened? Crazy. What about Persona? That went downhill for you? For me, it's been okay. You're not into crispy, crunchy, practically cool. Persona. See, Persona would be harder for me to judge because I still would argue I'm a late Persona fan. I played those games in college for the first time, which is like I was in college like what 10 years ago, 2012 or so. I started with 3 FES, then I played 3 P3 Portable, then I played Persona 4 Golden. I like the Persona games. I think 2 is good. I think 3 is the best. I really like 4. 1 I didn't play enough of to judge, and I got lazy when I was doing it back when I was playing it on my PSP. I won't lie to you. I think 5 is my least favorite though. 5 has the best combat and battle system and presentation and whatnot. I'm not and style and flair, but I really don't like that game. Maybe Royal's better, but I'll never know. I'm not gonna bother because this was the first Persona game that I played that wasn't like that. But like Atlas, because most people I know really like the Shin Megami Tensei games more than Persona. They don't care about Persona like that. Like I've seen the Atlas fans fight. Where like we play real Atlas games. You guys play that stupid high school Japanese simulator, dating simulator. So now I'd rate to risk it all for a Gordon franchise. I'm here for it. Saint Seiya has been doing good for decades, for real. It's been Toei's top 5 for revenue for like 30 years, so I found respect from that aspect. That's really good. It gives me some gas spin-offs and sequels. Um, I'm always eating. It has shortcomings, but I'm sticking by it. How would you, Sage, what would you say about the Fate series? Like, I know what Simi would say because Simi and I think alike with these things, but what would you say about Fate, with Axfrixia and like Fate Go and stuff like that? Not even just Type Moon in general. I think Type Moon in general is fine, but just Fate with the Go stuff and it continuing. Like, I don't really care for much beyond Fate Stay Night. You know, I like Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, and I kind of go off. You know, Persona 2 is probably my favorite. I think Persona 2 you can argue as the best characters. I don't know, it depends, but 2 is good. I always recommend 2. I did play 2 Well, I played basically 3, 4, 2, 5 is how I played them. I played the Ultimax games. I tried to play Persona Q, Shadow of Labyrinth, but apparently that's more Etrian Odyssey with the Persona filter and overlay more than it is a Persona game, so it didn't resonate with me. I only played one, and that's when you shoot yourself in the head. Hold up your shorty with a gun. So I P3 and I started to stop there. Yeah, that's Persona 3. That's my favorite one. They're doing way too much with that shit. Everything after Zero. Fate needs to end. Anything after Limited Blade works. Well, not after Limited Blade works. After Fate Stay Night. The three paths of Fate Stay Night are good. Fate, Unlimited Blade work, and Fate Zero. I was at Eden Zero. And Heaven's Feel are good. I like Fate Zero. It's really like beyond. There's the one where after that called like Axfria. I can't remember what it's called. It's some weird word with an A, which I think was pretty well regarded. But then they just kept going with all these like there's like a million saber faces, and I'm like, this is the thing I don't like that happens to a lot of franchises. Fate is difficult to talk about because it's just a big money machine now. I just consume whatever is the easiest one. Okay, my wigga told me I gotta watch 3 movies, and I said I'm done. 3 movies would be less than you watching like a season of anime though. And movie and the quality of movies for anime are usually much higher than TV production. So if you're somebody who really loves like really high quality action and like high level of animation, and most of you guys really like Ufotable, I would watch it even just for the visual spectacle. I've I think they haven't filmed movies were fine. They weren't that long. So I'd rather watch the 3 movies than sit through like 24 episodes. So I mean, up to you though. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do. You're a grown ass man. That's what it's called. Hollow Axia. There we go. That's what it was. That's one of those things where like I had people tell me what happened. I never visited it myself. I don't care to. I'm not going to. So, but the second reason that this was on my spirit was because of Fire Emblem Engage. If you guys don't know this, you will learn this today. I am an incredibly huge Fire Emblem fan. I don't talk about it that often because I don't know many people who've played them, and the people who've played them, who play them now, have started with Awakening and have played Awakening forward, and I am more in line with the old guard of Fire Emblem fans. Think with Paper Mario, how I say I'm part of the old Paper Mario guard. So like I'll say 7 stars. Paper Mario 1, Thousand Year Door, obviously. Then Super Paper Mario. I don't care for Sticker Star, Color Splash, and Origami King. I'm not on that side of the spectrum. So, and it's just like, oh, and the Sky as well. I'm gonna get to that in a second. And for the first time in my life, I find myself really wanting to buy a game I don't want, or at least it looks like I don't want. The Sky 6 for the first time did something visually different with the Disgaea series, which I thought has been really good up until this point. And I just think it looks ugly. And I don't really care for the zombie gimmick that was going on with the resurrection stuff. So I'm like, oh, do I want this? So I've been sitting on it. And the more I look at Engage, the less I want it. Engage doesn't look good to me. But the one common denominator from all the reviews and the stuff that I've heard through the grapevine is that the combat is good and it focuses on the combat. It goes away from a lot of the shit that Fate Awakening and Three Houses did. The little, oh my god, we're a couple. We're gonna play a stupid minigame. I heard it's still minigames in it, but like that shit's not in there or as prevalent. Like it focuses on the combat. I heard the combat's really good. But then again, the engage gimmick is something that I think Fire Emblem has done so many goddamn fucking times. Fire Emblem Zero is a gotcha game where you summon warriors from the past, right? Fire Emblem, I think one of the Warriors game has a bunch of warriors from the past and whatever, right? Then there was that one crossover with like Shin Megami Tensei, which ended up being some weird idol game where they summoned um characters from Fire Emblem like Persona, like personas or stands. And then even Engage, where you summon with a ring warriors from the past of Fire Emblem. And I'm like, first of all, half these niggas playing this do have no idea who Sigurd is or whatever. Like, you think these guys play Genealogy of the Holy War 776? I don't fucking know who these people are. They started this shit with not Corin, with Robin, with Awakening. They don't know any better. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this because I want it. I love Fire Emblem, but I can't. I hate what I'm seeing. That extra for my faith, and it fucking sparkles and all that visual noise. Shit doesn't move me. You know, I don't care about all that sparkling, glitter, and glam. I don't care about that. I care about the glam, but takes me to a week to watch an episode of anime. Just pass me the book. I feel that. Just give me the manga, give me the comic. Let me read that shit. Heard Fire Emblem is shit and balls on the rock, salted ground. Not the ones that I like. I don't know anything about Fire Emblem and never played them. Fair enough. I've only played Three Houses and it was a cool 7 out of 10. Three Houses was fine. I thought it was okay. It was one of the better modern. I actually think the best kind of newer modern one was. It might shock a lot of people because this is where the paradigm shift happening. It was Awakening. I like Awakening a lot. I think Awakening is a really good game. What's with the characters here? I don't know. It looks like a toothpaste or something. Just Fate. I think HA was a great build up from Face Day Night with how enhanced some characters was, giving us more from that Holy Grail War that was missing. Fate Extra CCC was 1-2 punch. Even if the gameplay in FE hurts some players. Garden of Avalon is a great novel that Nasu dropped that gave us Saber's life in the Knights of the Rounds, POVs, and lore. Fair enough. Wait, it looked like toothpaste. I was speaking on the most recent one. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, what I've heard about fair enough stage, by the way. I'm gonna ask Simi and then watch him just say the complete opposite of you. I heard like to me, Fire Emblem is about like me. Like I care the most about the combat, the tactical RPG, and the fact that on a lot of times in a lot of games, while you were the protagonist and you were the good guy, it was just kind of moral. I would say the moral gray reality of war. Everybody's fighting for their own causes and sees themselves as the protagonist of their own story. So even though we're fighting against this kingdom who's invading us, they think they're invading us for good reasons a lot of the times, and we're defending ourselves. So it had that moral ambiguity. It wasn't like we're the good guys. We got to stop the bad guys. I think Fire Emblem is way less interesting when you have a definitive, obvious bad guy. And I think the tactical RPG aspect to it is freaking fantastic with the weapon triangle, magic, the different units and mounts you can use. I truly believe that the permadeath mechanic was probably one of the most brilliant things ever introduced into a game. Like I love the idea. I love the fact that in Fire Emblem, if I'm not careful enough and I fuck up and my unit dies in a match or whatever, in a map, they're gone forever. They don't come back, eh? They're gone, fam. They're dead. When you reach the end of the game tells you what day and what fight they died, and their story ends. Like that's real. That's war. To the point that I always say, if you've played a Fire Emblem game and you put it on like not classic, where the characters don't die or come back to life, you've never played Fire Emblem before. You're not a Fire Emblem player. I'm saying that. I'm looking at you right in the eye and saying that. You don't play with permadeath, you're not playing Fire Emblem. That is the a thing that I think I'm gonna say I think because I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. I don't know for a fact, but they're the first game to kind of coin that term or coin that like mechanic where unit dies, unit's dead forever. They don't. There's no regen. There's no Phoenix down. There's no put them in the rejuvenation chamber. There's no Dragon Balls. You're dead. You're gone. You're packed up. I love that. I don't know, man. So we'll see though. All right, man. Using acronyms. I hope you enjoy the fate joint. Shit didn't mean much in Three Houses when you could just rewind time. Well, the Dragon Pulse thing was something that they added, I think, pretty recently. But if you play on a hard mode, you don't get unlimited uses of it. It was limited. I think it got like 3 for the game or 3 for a round, something like that. But I don't use Dragon Pulse. So, granted, I will openly admit for the very first 4, like 5 Fire Emblem games, I played it on my computer with save states. And if I didn't have save states, I don't know that I would have beaten them. Especially that the first one. By the time I got to the third one, I was kind of see 2 is so much different though. But anyways, greetings. Just finished playing the first Ace Attorney. How you feel about? How did you feel, man? Talk to me. Did you wait? The one that you have, Mensa, did it have 5 or 4 cases? By the way, I don't know where you played it because the original Ace Attorney does have the 4 cases that ends with the Miles Edgeworth case and Manfred Vaught Karma. But there was a DLC 5th case that takes place after that. That some people didn't get to play depending on what platform they bought it on, and I think that's one of the best cases 4, but you need to play 5. Oh, so you okay? Wait. So there was 4 of them. So yeah, You definitely want to play that last case. So it's a good thing I didn't go through because I would have ruined it for you. You're playing on a 3DS. The 3DS. Wait, I think the 3DS had all the cases though. Hmm. I don't remember. I think the Wii was the one that had to buy that DLC. Cause I know the Game Boy Advance didn't have the fifth case, but the fifth case to me is one of the best cases across all the Ace Attorney games. By the way, since we're talking about this, that's a franchise that I believe has maintained its level of quality since the first game has come out. By the way, I don't love all Ace Attorney games equally, and there's a couple of spin-offs, but I've enjoyed them all. Like I think the worst one's probably like a 7 out of 10, which is to me is Dual Destinies, but. Yeah, that's what's up. But yeah, Fire Emblem. Yeah. I don't know. I could see. I hope I don't cave, but if it's true that the gameplay of Engage is really good, and the combat I like some of the things that I saw with some of the defensive things you can do to push somebody off a their square to put them on different terrain. If that's true, I might have to play it, but I might do the thing where I go to my friend's house. He has a let's say he sails the high seas and he can, you know what I'm saying? I might just play at his house. So fun experience. Each case had me thinking. What's your favorite case so far? What was your favorite character so far, Mensa? In the first game, my favorite character was probably Phoenix. No, it was Mel. It was Miles. It was Miles. It was Edgeworth. So yeah, you gotta sail the high seas, man. You know, you gotta sail the high seas because yo, I played Sonic Frontiers for the free 99. He just had that shit on his computer. I'm like, yo, let me play that. So yeah, that's my boy Choco Love. Yes, that's young man. So what's up, Satsuki? How you doing, bro? How you doing, sir? Why are you not copying Kubera, man? Why aren't you caught up? Why aren't you in the discussions that I have every week? Why aren't you here with me? Why do you and Townsy trick me, bro? Why y'all trick me? I'm on your head immediately, especially after what I just read. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of y'all fake liking all this mid. Read some Kubera. Damn it. I liked Mia, and my favorite case is the fourth one, but still need to play the fifth one. Okay, let me know when to play the fifth one. But yeah, the Manfred von Karma stuff was crazy, bro. Was crazy. Objection! Nigga just snaps his fingers and tells the judge what to do. Excuse me, judge. I thought you're in charge of the court. Why is he telling what to do? I don't like it. I don't like it. That's the case that made me like Edgeworth. I understood that. I knew he was gonna be like a misunderstood character for a while, but yeah. So but yeah, I'm on you and Townsy's head, man. I'm on y'all ass. I was waiting for all the side stories to come out so I could read them all at once. Nah, that wasn't the wave. You should have been here every week, bro. But fair enough. They're all out now, though. They're all out. So go ahead. Go ahead. Miles' expression be making me crease when he gets. Oh, the fist and he has like the comedic eyes. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. I have so much love for that franchise, and I think it's one of those. I think it's one of those games. As long as you create compelling cases with a good mystery, because crime will always exist. You will always need a prosecutor and a defense attorney. This is one of those games I think could go on indefinitely or go on for a long time. Not like Danganronpa. Danganronpa is not a game that was a franchise that was ever meant to last us like 10 games. That's why I think by V3 we're like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck am I playing? What is this shit? It's fucking garbage. By V3, like, what am I doing? Like, why did you betray me? But it is what it is, though. Is Ace Attorney on PC? That's a good question. I think at this point it's on everything. Like, it's actually the one game I think I've bought the most. I think I've bought it on. Well, I've had it on. I said bought it. I've had it on multiple things. I think it's on PC. I'm gonna check right now though. But it's probably just the original trilogy. That's the only thing. I think only the original trilogy might be there. Ace Attorney PC. Um, yeah, I see it on Steam there. Yeah, the Ace Attorney trilogy is on Steam. So like it's the first 3 games. So it's Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Justice for All, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, the original trilogy. The fourth game in Phoenix Wright is called Apollo Justice, which is actually really fucking good. I didn't think it was gonna be good. I was worried about it. Phoenix is still in the game if you're worried about that, by the way. He never goes away necessarily, but he's in the game, but definitely really good. So So yeah, but it's on PC, so go ahead and get that. I did catch up with Kubera. I was still on season 2, episode 50. Kubera has been a roller coaster. I went from hating Sura to hating Asha. Now I feel like she the one about to die. Hey, man, that's the Kubera. That's the Kurigama experience. So just enjoy the journey. Don't rush yourself. Go through it. Try to understand as much as you can. And when we go here, we'll have our conversations. But I love that everybody's on this journey right now. It's really good. Final Fantasy is also a franchise that's been very up and down for the last decade, and the denial people have about it is insane. As somebody who's like a Final Fantasy outlooker, I can't comment on that. I don't care for the franchise like that. So yeah. Certified number one Ari stan. It was me, but I give it to you now. I'm a Brilith. I went the Brilith Yammer route, but she was originally my favorite character from after the first season ended. Do you know if it has that fifth case? Oh, let me check. It's a good. Oh, I'm about to find out. Ace Attorney PC. Maybe if I just put fifth case, I'll get it. Because when I had it on DS, the fifth case was already in there. Yeah, it's there. I don't think you have to buy it as it's called Rise from the Ashes, by the way. To get in case. I don't think you have to buy it. I think it's all there. But the reason that Men City beat the game is because the original Ace Attorney game had 4 cases in GBA and then it ends and the credits actually roll and stuff. But then I think you get the fifth case, which I think originally was like something that was added for the DS. It's been such a long time because it's like 2008, and you guys know my memory's already trash. So like I could be misremembering or misconstruing some stuff. So yeah. Uh, I do have to ask: is there a better translation for Kubera Webtoon is booty at translating? Yes, there is. There is. Oh, okay, there you go. Reading on manga. I don't know how early Manga Dex starts translating it, but you want to find. I think it's called Babo Babo Kim subs. You want to look for them. They are people who are fans of Kubera who also translate. Actually, one of the translators or the translator, the main one I don't know, is in my Discord. Her name's Tierra, so shout out to Tierra. You the goat. So yeah. Outside of those, I think it can be hit or miss. Fate slash Strange Fake is hype, but it's got Narita doing too much at times with him. Putting his Durarara pacing and jumping all over the place in the Fate setting. FGO is mid early on, gets good from Camelot chapter. FGO's Avalon Lefay chapter is one of the best things Nasu has wrote unironically as it uses some of the saber built off from Fate Stay Night. Fate. Wait, what's HA? Oh, is a Hollow Axe, whatever. Camelot and Garden of Avalon, as well as giving us the fairy plus Britain lore and great story throughout. There's entries like Fate type Red Line. I just thought about One Piece for a second, which is pretty much HGW in Japan, but during World War II, that Holy Rain War has a raw art and fights Fate Prisma Ilia, not that one, which is actually one of the better spin-offs, which is third part being Constant Gas. There's a few others I've mentioned, but these are the main ones. Manganex has Manganex from chapter 1? Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Maybe you know what? I use Kubari. That's why I keep forgetting because Kubari starts from like the weight of time. So yeah, definitely. Maybe I'll make another video suggesting people start there. But you're playing Fate Stay Night 2, having a good time. I love that you said that you're playing the visual novel. That's music to my ears because if you watch that anime and you try to talk to me about Fate Stay Night, I'm not talking to you. I talk to people all the time. I don't care. I'm gonna lead this. I'm a gatekeeper. I don't feel bad about this. I feel great about it. You need elitists and gatekeepers like me. You need them. We're important. All right. So, but that's what's up. Are you in a visual novel phase right now? Are you in your visual novel era? Is that what's happening? I love visual novels, man. When a visual novel is good, it's just so good. Like again, Super Danganronpa 2 changed my life. Virtue's Last Reward blew my mind in a way I didn't know my mind could get blown. And I just love Valhalla. I love that game. What do they call it? Cyberpunk dating actions game. I love that game so effing much. I wish 2K would just make the next game, but it is what it is. What can I do? No Curry Gump style, but you kind of wasted a lot of time in season 1. The pacing is way better than season 2. I disagree with that. I understand why you said it though. It's just a slow burn. Some people don't like slow burns. I actually prefer them, but even I found myself slogging through it a little bit where I'm like, I'll say this. I do think there was a bit of efficiency issues. I think sometimes 6 chapters could have been 3 or 4. But I don't think the pacing is bad. I just think that she does the thing where she builds the foundation as well as she can, and then when she starts to build upon it, then you can just go, go, go. Because I think there's a part in season 2 where Kubera hits its stride, and it just takes off to the stratosphere because she took that time to lay the foundation properly. I wish more stories would do this. I would argue Katekyoshi Hitman Reborn does that in his own vein, in his own right, taking 61 chapters of the daily life to make you understand the world, some things about the power system, the characters' interpersonal relationships, and then Rokudo Mukuro comes around and we just take off. That arc is done, Varia, take off, boom, future, boom, like it just goes and goes and goes because you do that work early. That's how I see it, at least. I think other stories, if they don't do that work early, they have to slow it down at random points to basically retroactively build those pillars of support. That's just my opinion, though. Steins Gate, after I finish, most likely. Steins Gate visual novel changed my life too, man. That was incredible. I actually like the is it Steins Gate Zero? It was called the other one in the like B timeline where like I actually like that game too. But I think that if I remember correctly, that game had what I perceived to be a really big plot hole. I don't remember it though, because I played it. I think I played it in 2015 in Cuba, like on the beach with my Vita, just playing friggin' Steins Gate. God, that Cuba trip was amazing. Listening to Urban Flora by Alina Baraz and Gali Montias, whatever is Gali Montias. Oh man, good times. Just relaxing on the beach. PSP Vita in my hand. Me and Simi are two of 6 people that actually had a Vita. I don't have mine anymore, though. I sold it back. I don't have it anymore, but yeah, Ace Attorney I would say is still in a good it's still in my good graces because I like the latest game too. But that game, the spin-offs have been fun too. The Professor Layton spin-off is like very whatever, but I still had fun playing it. So shout out to them. But again, Ace Attorney could keep going as long as you have competent writers who can create good mysteries. You'll be okay. And like I said, crime will always exist the same way like you always need a doctor, which is why I always thought is it called Trauma Center? Am I remember that? Under the Knife with Doctor Styles? Did you guys play that game? I don't know if people played that. Is Trauma no Trauma Team was the Wii one that I played with my cousin. Like that's a game because people will always be sick. I think you can always make games for that, but you never heard of it? Damn. Yeah, y'all don't be gaming, man. Because like the PSP DS era was the high seas era for handhelds. Like I didn't buy shit. I played everything. The PSP will always be the greatest handheld system of all time. Sorry, Steam Deck. I don't know though. You're kind of a hybrid. You like to switch. Steins Gate. After I finish Fate. Oh, I think it was. It's the opposite of Berserk. It starts up fast, but has a lot of questions, which keeps you reading. Then slows down in Volume 3. Okay. Never heard of it. Yeah, it was like a visual. I want to say visual novel type game where you were a medical surgeon, where you used to like cut through like tumors and like inject them with like serums that keep their life up, and you have to like stitch them up properly and everything. And Trauma Team was this really great like I don't know if it was a spin-off or continuation of it, where you had a team of 6 different doctors in a facility that had different like it was like I don't remember the names, but there was a surgeon. I think he was like a surgeon that came out of prison. There was like a bone guy, a guy who did like bone stuff. There was a forensic scientist, a first response team, a diagnosis guy. I sorry, I do not know medical terms. I'm somebody's watching this being like, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy does nothing about medicine. The person who gives you the diagnostic, oh, you have stage 4 COVID in your butthole, like that guy. And it was like this interwoven story, and it was really dope. PSP was clean, had the streets on lock. Facts. I never got the visual novels. I know a lot of people like Doki Doki, but I found it boring. Doki Doki Literature Club is not very good in my opinion. It's very, very basic. Doki Doki Literature Club, in my opinion, is very. It's alright. I don't think it's like terrible, but I think my standard for visual novels was already much higher. So I just was like, okay, I got your little reality break, and I gotta take the file and put. I've done that stuff already. That wasn't the first. I think for some people it was the first time doing it. I think a lot of people got into like visual novels like pretty recently. I didn't even know Satsuki. I see him playing Danganronpa. I'm happy he's having a good time because me and Simi checked out by Danganronpa 3 anime. Unfortunately, we don't enjoy anything really beyond Ultra Despair Girls or Super Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. But that game, when I first played it, absolutely changed my life. At one point, I thought it was the greatest visual novel of all time. Was Super Danganronpa 2. Then it was Virtue's Last Reward for me because I really liked the 999, the Zero Escape series. But Zero Times Dilemma's ass. But yeah. I hacked my DS and my life changed. There you go. Now I see that's why that's the way. Sail the high seas, man. Sail the high seas, baby. That was your first visual novel? Fair enough. That I think a good visual novel to start with would probably be anything that's kind of like a standalone. But you have to also understand there's different types of visual novels. Some of them aren't really like video games. More so, it's an interactive graphic novel. I would argue the Fate games and Steins Gate games are like that. You make decisions here or there, but you're mostly reading and experiencing narrative. Danganronpa, Ace Attorney, Valhalla, those have legitimate gameplay segments, and your ability to think critically, retain information, and point out contradictory statements based on what you know and what evidence you have is part of the game. So, but I think Valhalla is a good one to start with. If you want to start with if you want to start with one that's a franchise, I really don't think you can go wrong with the Ace Attorney trilogy. I think the Ace Attorney trilogy is really good. People that I know who are not gamers like the Ace Attorney trilogy. They have it on their iPhones or whatever the case may be. Some of my female friends who don't really care for video games like the Ace Attorney trilogy. They've played them. That includes like my sister, one of my older, not my eldest sister, my elder sister. She saw me playing it, and then she created her own file on my Wii U to play it. So she played it by herself. So yeah, I will go. You know what I will do for you if this helps though. I did make. I think I made a. I think I have a. Hold on. Zenpai Sama visual novel. Oh, there we go. I have a. You guys, I should probably make a. I could use this. I could just use this like this entire article and just read it one for one and make it a video. I might do that, but I'm gonna post this here. So this is from my blog, and it's called "The Thing About Visual Novels," and it's me kind of explaining what they're about, what some different types of ones, where to start, and maybe like you can discern what you want to start with based on that article. I did not. I republished it in 2018 because of something I changed, but I know I wrote that I think in 2015. So my writing is not as good as it is today as it was back then. Like I've consistently gotten better at my writing. So, but yeah, I recommend them. I think they're a good medium, man. I think they're like the best balance between like just like again interactive graphic novel, and I think they're cool because I think when they tell a great story, they tell a really great story. But man, when they're mid, it's boring as f. I understand. So I love Persona, but I think the Persona 4 Arena and Persona 4 Ultimax games, having to experience the story kind of visual novel like with just walls of Togashi text at you was not moving me, bro. It did not move me. So, but yeah, so Disgaea is another franchise that I really liked a lot. I feel like I talked mostly about video games, so maybe I'll switch gears onto this one. But I think one is phenomenal. I think two is great. Three is my least favorite, the way five is, because three has this very corny gimmick where it's like they're demons, right? So like to be a good student, you have to skip class. You have to be a bad person. You have to like kill people indiscriminately, like be a demon. So if you like go to class and you like show up and do your work and you're like a good person, you're like a delinquent. I just thought the gimmick got tired like 3 hours into the fucking game, so it just annoyed me for the rest of the game. But it's not a bad game. I love four. I fucking love five. I like the spin-offs that I played, even the pretty ones. And then I got to goddamn six. I'm like, what are you doing? Why'd you do this to me? Why you put me at this crossroads? Don't do this to me. Because I'll more often than not, I'll always choose to save my money. You know. So I've only read Doki Doki and Fate. I really enjoyed Fate. I'm a play Trice Attorney and Higurashi next. But I guess you could play Higurashi with me because I'm gonna be playing. My goal is to start. My goal is to start it in February. Get a Higurashi. I get at least 1 day for Higurashi and maybe go like anywhere from 2 to 6 hours. So yeah. How do you find Sundome? How did you find Sundome? It reminds me of DeadTube, but a little less dark. I remember DeadTube. I used to read that. Did I continue and like end properly? Um, how did I find Sundome? Is I had a phase in my life where I have phases in my life where I get obsessed with certain things like randomly for like a month or for a short period of time. Where I go down a deep rabbit hole until I'm satisfied and I come out of it. So I'll give you a recent example. I think early 2020, I got really into psychology, and so I read a bunch of books about psychology, on psychology, from psychology, and things like that. I read like Jordan, a lot of Jordan B. Peterson and stuff like that, right? Then I had a phase recently where I was reading about, watching a lot of videos about foraging, like just living off the land, mushrooms, find sources of water, how to properly clean it of microbes and microorganisms and all that stuff too, right? This happens to me with my media as well, and things that I play, watch, and I read. There was a point in my life I was very into stories with sexual deviance, and the guy was obviously a lot, I guess, perverted, but the woman ran the show. So like he was kind of like a beta weirdo, and there was like a girl who ran the show, Abitsu, Sundome, Les Fleurs du Mal, Akunohana, The Flowers of Evil. Those fell into that like category, to that into that like space. There's some other ones too, but for some reason at that moment in my life, I was very fascinated by these type of stories, and Sundome was by far the best one from top to bottom as being told. Um, Oani Master Kuwasara was another one where the girl had him like nutting in people's flutes and shit. I mean, Jesus Christ, like it was crazy, but it ends up being endearing by the end. So that's how I ended up finding it. So I had a similar phase where I was really looking for female led stories where our female animes and manga specifically with a predominantly female cast, all female cast or female led. That led me to like Gallier, Donna. That led me to Project Echo. That led me to actually I think Gunbuster, Cruella Magica Madoka, stuff like that. I go through those moments. I had a mecha phase. I'm like, all right, let me really try mecha for real and not be an asshole. Because the only one that I've liked was Tengen Girl Lagan. That's when I watched Gundam Seed for the first time. Gundam Seed Destiny. I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion. I watched Iron Blooded Orphans, Code Geass, Akito the Exile, the OVA. Like when I want to give a genre a real fair chance or like a concept a real fair chance, like a steampunk or cyberpunk, I will dive in earnestly and give it a fair chance. And so that's kind of how I found Sundome. But I'll do something else. Back in the day, I used to go to the like certain sites where it would literally just be like random manga. You click it and it just gives you a random manga. And I found a couple of things that I like that way. But I've always been good at finding stories that I like. I intuitively understand what it is, but will generally resonate with me or not, even before getting into it. For example, I knew I wasn't gonna be a Black Clover guy before I started it, and then lo and behold, despite me really not hating the series like that, I knew that wasn't gonna resonate with me. I can do that with video games. I can do that with Chainsaw Man. I know a lot of people love Chainsaw Man, and I don't even feel like ripping on it. It's not for me. I'm not interested. Undead Unluck, not interested. Don't care. Mashle, I got a feeling I like Mashle. Kaiju, I was interested. Sakamoto, I'm like, like I know what I'm going to like. I know myself very well. more often than not. It's not to say that sometimes I go into a narrative, I'm like, I won't like this. And I'm like, I was wrong, I like this. Or I'm like, yo, I'm gonna love this. Yo, I didn't like this. That happens. But more often than not, I'm shooting like 76% from the field there. So Dead Tube is still going. Weird. Really? Oh, wow. I actually like the beginning of Dead Tube, but it stopped making sense and I dropped it. That's exactly what that. See, I'm good at that too. Where I'm like, oh, this series is gonna drag. I like it now. I'm gonna just stop here. So yeah, the only mecha that I liked was Code Geass. I like more than one mecha. My favorite two would be Topateg and Gurren Lagann. I actually don't like Code Geass like that. I like Akira the Exile though, and Neon Genesis Evangelion. But I will say this, and I discovered this in 2015. I told this if you guys watched the latest Frame One broadcast with me and Simi when I was playing Chained Echoes. Something about reading a mecha or watching a mecha, I don't pop off. The moment I'm playing a video game and I get the pilot to robot, I get a little stiffy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like I'd be like, let's fucking go. And it really started with Xenoblade Chronicles X. I did play Xenogears back in the day, but I didn't think about it like that at the time. So like if I could pilot a mech and play in one, I love it. If I have to watch it or read it, I just don't love it as much. I don't have to tell you. And that's been consistent with shit like Transformers and other stuff too, or like Beast Wars. Was it that Beast Wars where they transform into like the animal robots? Like it's just not really my cup of tea like that. But if you make a good mecha story, I will appreciate it. So I read a manga that started good. Then you got. Have you read a manga that started good and got bored of it? That was for me, JJK. Hold on, let me just switch my camera. My bad. I didn't charge it. That's on me. Give me a sec. Um, I guess I'll put myself here for a quick second. What scene am I looking for? I don't know. I'm looking for. Fuck it. Actually, I actually kind of agree with JJK. Like, I actually agree with that. Like, not to say I was ever a big JJK stan, but I don't know. It doesn't resonate with me the way it does with other people. But there's tons of manga that I used to like that I ended up not liking along, and I'll give you some examples after I figure out what I'm doing and find the battery. Or you're saying one that I think starts off strong and fizzles out at the end. I actually would argue most long running Shonen Jump I feel that way about. Honestly, like I think they end with a whimper, not a bang. Or the second act of the story tries to reclaim or relive former glory it had in the first act, and ends up making a bit of a mess. Don't know if y'all agree with that, but like Bleach, Naruto, Fairy Tail. Yeah, actually, I gotta throw Dragon Ball in there. I'm not a boot art guy. Yeah, a lot of stories that I like end up falling by the wayside. So, unfortunately, I might just have to find a quicker way to switch these batteries because this is taking way too long. And I'm also like not dexterous. I'm sorry. My dexterity stat is very low. Okay, we should be back. But here you go. Yo, zoom. Back up, bro. Back up. So I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, I really loved Bleach for a really long time, Naruto as well, but those are stories that I didn't end up loving by the end. Bleach over the years, I feel like didn't actually betray me as badly as Naruto did. Naruto, I got no love for. Oh, I really don't have any love for that. I really don't. I like my guy Orochimaru, and I'll admit things that I think are objectively good, but I don't care for them like that. But JJK is a series that I don't know if it's bad now. I don't know if it's boring now or got bad, but I'm a character guy. Some people love lore, some people love world buildings, some people love plot. I go like generally characters like plot slash subplots, central plot slash subplots, and then everything else. I was unlucky with JJK. Everyone that I liked became unimportant, died, became sealed, lost their ability to fight or something of the sort. So there came a point where there was no one for me to follow or root for. I don't like Yuji. I don't like Megumi. I never cared for Nobara. And a lot of the characters that are currently in the narrative, like Hakari and stuff, I don't care about them. I don't love them like that. I liked Nanami. I liked Gojo. I liked not Mishima, Mojito. I liked a boogie, then a woogie, then a switch. Hey, Mr. Toto. Like, and they're all gone. They're just all gone. So it's hard for me. I have that problem with My Hero as well. I really don't actually like dislike or think My Hero's like necessarily bad or anything, but I was a Mirio All Might guy. And Mirio didn't have his, for a long time, and All Might gave his, lost his abilities and was losing it and gave it to Deku. So it's just like, what do I do? You know? I thought Sukuna was gonna be an interesting villain, but the series went down. I'm hoping that they can whatever. What part made me stop liking Naruto? Um, the pain arc. The pain arc is when like the pain arc is when I started to really have issues. Granted, I still think that was the coolest Naruto has ever been, like the character when he comes with the cloak on top of the frogs and he like Rasengan's one of the six paths of pain. I don't like that arc. I really dislike how it ends. And from that moment on, I had issues going up to that arc. I actually don't think part one is the perfect little darling everyone pretends it is. Also, part one, I actually didn't realize was is it like not even 200 chapters on the manga? Like most of the manga is Shippuden. So people are like, oh, at least part one is good. You're saying like 1/7 of the manga is good. That's not a good argument. In my head, I thought it was like 300 chapters or at least closer to half. It's not even half the chapters. So if your argument is that part one is good, at least that's a terrible hill to die on. I think numerically, personally speaking, but yeah, it was with pain. It's similar to how I feel about the Kuvira and Korra conflict. I hate how it ends. I do not dislike the ending of Legend of Korra. I dislike how the ending with Kuvira and Korra are. And I don't like I really like I hate to be this guy because like generally speaking, I think my opinion is a little more nuanced and not as like samey as the rabble out there. But I do believe Naruto betrays what type of story it is about a hardworking kid who really is just a child of destiny that was destined to just be the greatest guy ever. I think it betrays this message. I really do. And secondly, what was the other thing? I didn't like the talk no jutsu moment with Pain. I did not think Naruto made a fucking compelling argument. I'm gonna kill myself and revive them. Believe in me. How are you gonna solve the cycle of hatred? Believe in me. But what tangible, long, short term? Believe in me. I'm convinced. Time to die, bro. What? And I stopped caring. I don't. I never really liked Sasuke. That's not true. I never really liked Sasuke once the time skip happened. His his five Kage summit shit did not move me. I really actually hate that part of the manga. So after that, I just really stopped caring. I wasn't invested. But the problem with me with something like Bleach and Naruto is I spent so much time there. I have to see it to the end. If in 3 years I legitimately do not like One Piece at all, and it has like 6 years left, I will complete it. I've spent too much of my life on One Piece to not see it to the end. So he was always blessed with QB and them Hokage genes, so the hardworking shit never moved me. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it is. Damn, Naya just made that scene convincing. Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough, man. Like what? Like believe me, all right. But do you have any actual plans? Like this sounds like people who are like, we gotta do this. And I'm like, have you thought about any of the long? We have to do it, and if you don't do it now, it's because you're just a bigoted, hatred person. You want everyone to die right now. I'm like, all right, go on, do your thing. Like, I can't deal with people like that. So yeah, man. Bleach for me actually happened during the Aizen arc. I actually really enjoyed the Fullbring arc. I don't think it's a good arc necessarily, but I had fun. I laughed a lot with the Fullbring arc, and then they lost me. The Thousand Year Blood War started off strong, then they lost me, and then I thought like I don't know, I don't know. I don't like the Thousand Year Blood War. I don't think it's good. I don't know why a lot of Bleach fans swear up and down it's the greatest, but I heard Kubo's been adding stuff in the anime, so maybe he can fix some story beats. But no, Toriko was another one. Though Toriko was a little different with me. Um, I never could take Toriko dialogue seriously. I just could never take it seriously. So there came a point where like I stopped reading what they were saying. Kind of, I'm like, bro, I understand within the context of this world, this makes sense. But you telling me my what was that guy's name? Midoriya or whatever, Midori, whatever, the bad guy at first who killed like the president with Minority Report power, whatever it was called, Minority World. And he was like, my appetite. Oh, I'm just always so hungry. I'm like a kid who is too big for the playground. I'm like, bro, what are you saying to me? Like, this dialogue is giving me AIDS. My calorie intake is more than yours. All right, dude. Like, I just couldn't. I couldn't take this series seriously. I just couldn't take it. But I'm not. I really don't like have that. I don't have heat with Toriko like that. I promise. What's good, Zodiac? You're on break. I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. You know. Believe in me. If you don't believe in me, then believe in the you who believes in the me. There you go. You gotta subvert the like the communist of quote. I'm not gonna lie. The arc with Zabuza was my favorite arc in Naruto. For me, it's a tuning exam. I think it peaks. I actually think Naruto peaks at the tuning exam. I don't think anything else is better than the tuning exam, low key. But I'm not mad at Zabuza. I'm not mad at it. So when Jiro knocked the world, that was hype. Yeah, it was alright. It was cool. 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 It was good. That was a good moment. But I like the Satan hair moment a lot more. I thought the Satan hair moment with Sunny, Coco's the poison guy. Zebra's my guy. He's the guy with the ripped mouth. Toriko. Yeah. So yeah, Sunny, the guy with the multicolor. Yeah. That was dope. When he fought Tommy Road and he like ate him. Shit, boy. Tommy Road was a problem for a while too. So I'm sorry if I got the names wrong. I think Tommy Rowe was the insect bug guy that he fought. I don't know if I'm right, but I remember really liking the Star Jun and Toriko moment. That was dope. Not in the anime so much, but yeah. So yeah. Honestly, don't think most shonen end up being as like I'll give you another one. I actually really love Death Note, but I do think the first act is stronger. I don't think the second half is bad. I just think comparatively it's just not as strong as the L versus Light battle. The near metal stuff just doesn't hit as hard. So like it's probably rare where like I read a story and I'm like, yes, it started off good, it ended good. It usually fizzles off and I don't like it by the end. But I'm also a person who the ending is more important to me than the middle and the beginning or the journey. Though through my years of life, I have learned to enjoy the journey a lot more and appreciate it more, even if the ending might be a little lackluster. So the way Zabuza died, like a boss was hype, what other death was better than Zabuza? Like, could probably think of a lot, but it was a good death. It was respectable. I'm pretty sure in that series alone, a lot of people argued that Jiraiya's death was more impactful than Zabuza's, or was a better death than Zabuza's. Like, I don't know for a fact, but I'm assuming Naruto stands would tell you that Jiraiya hit them harder than Zabuza. I could be wrong though, but a lot of deaths were good, man. A lot of great deaths in manga, in anime, in video games, in movies, pop culture. There's a lot of great deaths or like moving deaths. So yeah. If they wanted Light to lose, they should have just let L win. I never really liked the way that he lost, but it is what it is. I could see people argue for Itachi as well. Yeah, I think some Naruto fans will, but Itachi's very popular. I think that one would be another one too. So you guys know I like Mike Guy because Mike Guy was, I guess, what like Rock Lee was supposed to be, and he got that statement from Madara. He just fought niggas. It was cool. I like Orochimaru because he'll snatch an 8-year-old off the fucking street and put him under the knife and just inject some fucking cells into him for the sake of science. I'm like, I respect it. I respect it. I like the Orochimaru, so I think he's the best villain or antagonist in the Naruto series or in the I think it was Orochimaru. I would actually argue when Gaara was bad, it was probably maybe second. I don't know. Actually, no, Pain was good. Pain was good. Just Nagato was just very unserious at the end. That's all. I was mainly talking about the first part of Naruto. I dropped out of that. Oh, then fair enough. You got it. Then you got it. That was a good decision by you to like. "Man, I'm not sticking with this. I'm off of it. But yeah, people will definitely say Jiraiya though or Tachi. I think. Can I think of anything? Let me think of something else that I used to. Oh well, actually, we should talk about this. I hate what's happened to Marvel and DC, the big two of comics. I hate what's happened to them. They have been completely like infiltrated and taken over by just absolute mid. Someone told me, I don't know this for a fact, that Marvel Studios, so the MCU specifically, at this point makes up a lot more of the revenue that the comics and stuff would. I do not know what that is for DC, but Christ. I tend to not like anything these guys put out like at all in any capacity. I still get some cool DC animated stuff here and there. I just did not like that Green Lantern Beware My Power movie, so now I'm sour on them. I haven't watched a DC animated movie in a while. I think the comics have been cooked for like a decade. Like DC bounced back after New 52 with some rebirth stuff, and there was some New 52 stuff that was dope. I always say the Gail Simone run for Batgirl until Babstar took over it, and I like Babstar. I like her. I like her artwork, but Batgirl from Burnside was not moving me with her social media presence and oh God, why do you think I'd be so like? I think if you modernize things too much and you say stuff like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna post this on my TikTok," you date it. If TikTok doesn't exist in 6 years, you date your things. Like I like things that are generally timeless, but yeah, man, it's sad. It's sad to see what's happened to DC and what's happened to Marvel. I don't think that what they put out reflects the will of their fans and the people that supported them for many years and whatnot at this point. So it's a little bit sad. So I was never a Marvel stan. I'm a DC stan. I bought up a lot of Rebirth, Flash, since he's my favorite hero. I respect that. I have always been a little more DC than Marvel, but like I tell people all the time, my favorite publisher from comic book standpoint is Image, and it has been for a long time. It's been Image. So when people go like, "Oh, Marvel and DC," I just say Image Comics, and Image Comics has a lot of people from Marvel and DC in there. So Warner Brothers are licensing DC anime off to another streaming service to earn more revenue. Oh, really? We'll see. I suppose. I actually gotta like check. Actually got a lot of DC stuff I have to like catch up with because I heard there's another. I heard did someone tell me like Doom Patrol came back for a third season? If that's true, I didn't watch that. I didn't watch Young Justice Phantom or Phantoms or Phantom 5, whatever it's called. I'm sorry if I got the name wrong. And what am I forgetting? Something else I'm forgetting I'm supposed to watch too. Oh, did Harley Quinn have another season? I actually like the Harley Quinn show. I actually have fun with it. Like it's not, it doesn't offend me. I actually like it. I do think some people have to like loosen up a bit because I don't watch Teen Titan Go, but if I look you in the eye and tell you Teen Titans Go hasn't gotten some legitimate ab hurting, gut busting laughs from me, I'd be a liar. I have legitimately laughed at some Teen Titan Go jokes. I know people have their Teen Titans, like the regular one, but like calm down sometimes. Let people have their little fun spin-off shit. Like the Harley Quinn show I don't think is like a bad show. I'm sad we don't get season 2 till later this year. I'm probably gonna reread by then. Did we get a date for that? Is that end of this year? I didn't know. I know there was the teaser, but I didn't know that we're gonna do whatever with that. But yeah, the first hop of Doom Patrol. Okay, say less. I've never heard of Image Comics until Invincible came out. That's so interesting to me because people I know who have been big what's up, Glenn? Have been comic
What's
book
up?
fans for like a long time. Tell me that a lot, and I'm like, you watched The Walking Dead. It's still Kirkman. First of all, it's Kirkman. So that's always been funny to me, and I know so many people who are like who love have watched who love The Walking Dead from the first episode and didn't know what Image Comics was. I'm not trying to be an asshole or be like mean to you. I just find that hilarious. It's just like it's like the first time I realized some people read or watch anime and manga or whatever, and they don't know who makes it. Where I'll be like, oh yeah, I don't know, that was a weird Kishimoto decision. They're like, a Kishi what? I said the guy who creates the thing that you like. Oh, I know about all that. I'm like, wow. So,
Young
so yeah,
Kamix.
yeah.
I was just
Uh,
enlightening somebody to the greatness that is Doctor Doom a little bit ago.
Victor.
Yep.
Victor. I would wait
Van
for James
Doom.
Gunn to come out with their slate at the end of the month. Oh, we'll see what happens.
Oh God,
Teaser
that's
already
gonna give
said
me anxiety.
Winter 23. Teen Titans Go does have a lot of funny moments. Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you gotta watch it from the finish, but it's gotten legitimate, real laughs out of me. Where I'm like, that was fucking hilarious. I don't care how much people hate this show because it's not the actual Teen Titans, which is an overrated show. I like the Teen Titans show with Puffy Amiyumi singing it. I like it. I have revisited it pretty recently. I'm like, it's a little overrated, but
I agree.
that's it. We're not because
Justice
I use
League
overrated in the
proper way.
literal sense. That I think it gets more credit than it deserves. It doesn't mean it's bad though.
Justice
So
League and Justice League Unlimited still hold up though. Hell, if
yeah,
not get better. I
yep.
don't understand how those were kid shows at certain points. There was 100%
They
adult
got
shit in there.
they got away with so much.
So much, bro. There is so much sexual innuendo in that show. It is insane.
But I like shows like I like that. That's okay. That's okay.
Facts.
Now, yeah, how do I feel with the Invincible season 2 trailer teaser? I have watched it since I was asked this question yesterday. Unfortunately, like they weren't doing too much; they're just eating burgers. But it does look a little clean, a little more polished. I think they took more time to make it look better, so I'm happy from an animation standpoint. It just remains to be seen what they're going to do with some storytelling decisions that have already, some things that have already happened that have already changed some things. So we'll
For the
just see
worst.
execution. What
Ditto.
execution is everything, but again, like I said, I think I said this yesterday or a couple. I remember whenever I said it. What I enjoy about Invincible more so than watching it is seeing people react. Like I say, when you guys are watching something like Deadly Class, I know it got one season, but like Paper Girls or like the Why the Last Minister or something, you're in my domain. You're in my realm. Like the manga realm, whatever, that's for everybody. The One Piece realm is for everybody. But when you get something like Legend of Hay, you're in my wheelhouse of shit that I really fucking love and follow intensely, even though I don't talk about it often. So seeing people react to the Omni Man betrayal, if you will, stuff like that, I just got a kick out of that. Like just seeing people be like, "What the fuck? How could he? I didn't see this coming." Like that's really what gives me like a joy of it. I don't really care about the adaptation itself that much, if I'm being honest. I own every single volume, so I could just read it when I want. So yeah, I never read The Walking Dead. I always thought it was his own comic, not related to Image Comics. No, I think it's Image Comics series. It's funny if you ever heard the story. Robert Kirkman lied about like what he was gonna do with that story. You ever heard the story where he like lied about like really the zombies were like aliens or something? It was gonna come full circle, but they were like, okay, like, hey Rob, like, at what point is this like thing you're talking about? Like, I don't even see like any like foreshadowing. And he's like, yeah, yeah, I lied. But it had been so successful. What are you gonna say? Like, you want to make money or not? So it they could have. I think that's so fucking hilarious. I love that story. You got to I gotta. It's, I think on the on the SYFY channel, there's a documentary where he talks about it, which is super funny. They're like, so you're just a sadist? Can't forget what Invincible did to me mentally. That's what everyone said. Look at him. He's just a fucking asshole. He just wants to see everybody in pain. And I'm like, I've had years to get over it. I'm good. I know how it ends. I'm fine. Y'all got to go through it. I did this journey already. All right. Absolutely. Seeing y'all cry and be like, what the hell? I can't believe it's so. I'm here for all of it. I can't wait. There's so much more pain to come. So yeah, that's what's up. But yeah, man, I'm at the point in my life where I support small content creators, small corporations, small companies, the people. If me, Glam, and Simi and Pat made like a video game, just four of us, and it took 10 years. That's the type of shit I put my money towards nowadays. I don't care about these bigger corporations at this point. They don't reflect the will of the people. They don't reflect my will. I don't want to. I don't. Whatever James Gunn is doing, I don't care. I'm not interested. So yeah. With Naya, reactions are great. Yep. I thought Omni Man Betrayal would have been better if it happened away through the season or the finale. That's fair. I think they wanted something a strong cliffhanger. to leave things off to entice people to want more, maybe buy the comic or see the second season. I think that was more. Sometimes I know I could see something. Sometimes I could watch something and be like, "This was a business decision," even though like that wasn't a storytelling decision, it was a business one. With Naya, reactions are great. I was a god. Valeria,
Mhm.
did you want to chime in on the actual topic of discussion though? I talked about like
I'm not gonna
fire.
lie. That entire time I was zoning out and just thinking about Yaksha's Surf form on top of an anthem again. I'm not gonna
I'm not
lie.
I'm not mad at that, man. Sometimes I'll be having like just Kubera brain rot where I remember when I had Kaz brain rot and I'm like
Yeah,
after the I'm like, bro, fucking Kaz. Like and like something what happened like whoa, wait, what? Sorry, I was thinking about Kaz.
like
I'm
literally,
sorry.
I just looked at my name on the stream and I was like, damn, that
King
guy
of the
really is the goat.
Yeah.
I'm so-
Yeah, no, because I was just saying basically like what really like inspired this. Like I'm not gonna talk about it, but it was the Velma because people were talking about IPs and standing on the shoulders of giants and
oh,
ruining stuff like that. And like, do these companies just know that they can make profit off like the Adams
name.
family, if you will, for like Wednesday or something like that? And this no, even if they only get one season, they can profit greatly off that one season because whatever. And then on a more personal level because of what I've been like the one common denominator I've heard with the many reviews that I was watching while editing and reading and like just kind of like looking at some comments and discourse. Apparently, the Fire Emblem Engage combat and strategy tactics portion of the gameplay is fucking refined to a T. It's really good. It's the best it's ever been in the modern era. That's been
Mhm.
consistently said to me. Now, the story being dick, everyone said it's a dick. The characters are not interesting. They're all the same archetype of character. There's a bunch of dumb gay anime shit that no one cares about. But, like, I'm like, damn it. But if they got the gameplay down right, I'd probably be okay with it more often than not, depending on how much I have to slog through the story. Plus, I heard it's more focused. It's one story, not three with multiple endings, kind of like that. I'm like, oh, it kind of
Yeah,
went back.
Dritz
Go
was
ahead.
talking to me about it the other day, and he was saying
Mhm.
like the first hour is rough to get through. I don't know if it's even more rough after that at that point.
Uh-huh.
But like, I don't know, man. I just Fire Emblem has not made me have a reason to buy any of the games really since Awakening came out. If I'm being honest.
Really?
Yep.
Did you like
I just
Awakening?
I love Awakening. It's my
Okay.
favorite. It's actually my favorite one. But
I think
yeah,
my most controversial opinion as a old guard Fire Emblem fan is that I like that game a lot. It's in my top 5, top 6.
yeah.
Even
I
though
think its
after
story is
that
just really good.
the paradigm shelf shift happened.
Shift.
Did
Yeah.
I know what did I say? I That's shelf. My bad.
Shelf.
Did you like the new Adams Family? I didn't watch it. I saw my sister watching it like in the passing, and I saw stuff, and then she said mansplaining, and I went upstairs. Um, I was never. I actually was like I watched the Adams Family, but that was another show like Scooby Doo. It was it was a show that I watched to get to the show I wanted to watch. So if I watched Digimon at 6:30 p.m. and then Adams Family came out at 7, but Dragon Ball came out at 7:30, I would just watch Adams Family to get to Dragon Ball. So that's kind of what it was. So I wasn't big on it, so I don't really care. I'm going to download Emulate Awakening. That's a good sell the high seas. Do it.
I'll
I want to
say in
play more
regards to
Fire
the
Emblem, but I don't want
okay.
to spend money. I understand. Go ahead.
I was gonna say in regards to the franchises that only have my attention left for a limited time because they've lost all rapport. Star Wars has me engaged for two things at this moment in time: Mandalorian season 3 and the Ahsoka show,
I
and
heard that
that's
new
it.
show was really good though. That one show no one talks about. Valeria. I don't know what's called.
Uh
I don't know. Not
oh,
Mandalorian. Something
Andor,
else.
Andor.
Andor. Yes, but
Yeah,
I don't care
I've
though.
heard that as well. I've heard some people say that it's the best Star Wars anything ever, and
Yeah,
I
I
know
heard it's
all
better
these
than
people.
Mandalorian. I don't know if that's true though.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is, but I just have no interest in that period of time. So I'm like,
Mm.
yeah, I don't care.
But I would throw
Anytime
Star
I
Wars into a franchise that I feel betrayed me or betrayed
Yeah, I agree.
its constituents, people who got it there.
I don't know. Like when I heard the Andor, the thing I kept seeing was Andor's the best Star Wars anything ever. I'm like, did any of you actually play any of the video games, or are
No,
you just talking to talk?
they're just
Because
talking
I'm
to
just
talk.
like, even if I watched this and thought it was good, I was like, there's no way in hell that this is better than KOTOR 1 or 2, story
Mm,
wise. Anyway,
yeah. Have I seen Ben 10? That is my favorite Cartoon Network franchise. Be a masterpiece if the Omniverse never existed. I didn't like the Omniverse part. I watched Ben
Omniverse
10.
sucks.
I watched Ben 10, Alien Force, and there's one more after that. I think I
Ultimate
watched
Alien. Alien
Ultimate
Force and
Alien.
Ultimate Alien are the pinnacles of the
Yes,
show.
yes, yes.
OG is heavily overrated, in my opinion. I don't think it ages well.
Okay, I can't say I revisited it anytime frequently, so I don't
Like,
know.
it's not bad, but it's like,
But yeah, I think when they're older, it's when the show really like kickstarts and like it's
yes,
really great.
when they were
Yes, so
teenagers, it was the
yes,
best.
yes, yeah. I like Ben 10. I'm a Ben 10 guy. I like Ben 10. I have no smoke with Ben 10. I don't remember it as well as I probably should, but Kevin 11 was my guy. Okay, from the first time he came out as an abomination when he touched the Omnitrix, I loved it. I loved it. So, Glab, are you a long time Fire Emblem player by the way, or did you start with Awakening? I just out of curiosity. I don't know.
It was the first game I played. I kind of played. I have not played many of them, but I played a couple of the old ones. Like I played Path of Radiance. I did not play Radiant Dawn, but I also played Sacred Stone. I don't remember anything that happens in either of them, but I know I played both of them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. No, because like I actually started Fire Emblem like the North American way, if you will. So the first one I played was over here. It was called Fire Emblem. I believe it's called the Blazing Sword, not the. I think there's some weird translation thing. I think where like maybe it's the Binding Blade. I'm sorry, maybe I got that wrong because I think no that's is that Roy's game. I have to look. Now I have to look because
It's
Roy is
something of
associated
like
with
light.
fire, so it always like throws me off sometimes. But anyways, long story short, the Lindis of the Plane with Eliwood and Hector or whatever was the first one that I played. Then it was Sacred Stones.
Yeah.
Then it was um the third Fire Emblem ever. Like the Shadow Dragon kind of remake of the first game, whatever one that they added with the two parts. That's the one I played after, and then pretty much from that moment on, I played them in order as they came out. So I played Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn. I think Path of Radiance is better,
I've
but
heard that multiple times.
The Tellius continent is my favorite because I really like Ike and I really like those characters. I really like that narrative, and I think that the Black Knight.
That's Dritz's favorite as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and I think the Black Knight is the best antagonist in. Unfortunately, in the first game, as much as I like him, upon a revisit that I did, like when I replay, I'll get into the second when I replay them. I'm like, damn, he's such obvious sequel bait. The whole game. It's just like Darth Vader. I'm scary guy. I got force power, but I won't do much until the next two movies. You know, like
Yeah.
it was such sequel bait, and like that became so obvious to me when I replayed it the second time. But he's so good. But yeah, Awakening I actually think was super dope. Despite that being where everything changed, I think Fate is awful.
That's
I
one with
actually
Corn, right?
yes, I don't like
Okay.
the Conquest path is better because it's a little harder. I didn't like the original path. The IF true ending route where you choose neither or whatever actually didn't really move me. Thought it was pretty lame. I did not play Shards of Valencia. The Echoes, whatever. I played the original Fire Emblem Gaiden. Never played the remake. Never played any of the Pirate Warriors, the Warriors games, the Musou games. What's after that? Is it Three Houses now? Am I on Three Houses now?
Yes.
I enjoyed Three Houses. I thought out of all the modern ones that I played, like Since Awakening, that was a better one. But I actually do not enjoy walking around a Fire Emblem. Like walking around the monastery, I don't want to do that shit. I don't like that. I just want to fight. Okay, give me a world map, and I just want to battle. So that's why. That's why. Oh, I'm sorry. You're telling me Secrets of Omnitrix was not fire, and that was OG Ben 10? Is that a movie? That was
Nah.
a movie, right?
That was
Or-
the movie. It was.
Yeah.
I think it was
Sacred
better
Stones
than
is
any
alright,
episode
Zodiac.
of the show.
It's Sacred Stones does not have the best reputation in the community, but I don't dislike it. But it's in my opinion the easiest one. That's not like the newer ones. I think all the new ones are easy because of the pair up mechanic. That really changed the game. Just being like, oh, pair you up and go, like it makes the game so fucking easy in my opinion. But have you seen the Last of Us show? Episode 1 was good. Episode 2 was predictable and not as good, but the show's still good. No, I don't. I actually don't get the point of the show existing, so I don't know what to do with it. Now, granted, I'm not a zombie guy. It's not really my thing. not to say there aren't zombie narratives I enjoyed. I've already played the video game. That game was criticized for being one of the Sony games that it's basically a cinematic movie with like menial gameplay, to the point that I've heard from all my friends that watched it, the show recreates the cutscenes at the beginning of the game pretty much one for one. And thus I'm like, who's the show for? What's the point of the show? You know? I don't get it. I don't plan on watching it. I'm not a Last of Us guy. I never even cared about 2 coming out. But if you're liking it and having fun, more power to you. I like it. Your break is up. I'll be lurking. All right, brother. If you have any Fire Emblem questions, Zodiac, just ask me. I'll tell you all about it. And then so after I played Fates, I was really upset because I thought it was awful. So that I don't remember what year that was, but that's when I went and I played every single Fire Emblem from 1 back all the way to the latest game in order on my computer because my computer could handle it. So I played the first one with Fog of War, crazy Famicom era nonsense, and you had to calculate it yourself. You have to actually do the math yourself. Like, okay, if my attack power is 10 and he's got 5 defense and he's got this much HP, I will do 6. Like you have to do that on your own.
Pat
Then I played.
Riley says that Kareem is the GOAT.
Who said that?
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley. Oh,
Yeah, he's trending right now. And I was
well, he
this
was
is the
alive
right
for
one.
that, and
Yeah.
a lot of people who were alive for all of that. I don't know. Who cares? Anyways,
Yeah. It would just be you and me talking about it.
yeah. Yeah. Then I played Gaiden, and was it Nintendo that what was it Nintendo that got coined with the tale of like the terrible twos, where for like all of their like long standing franchises, their second games were all the black sheep. Mario 2 was like that Doki Doki
Shout
remake.
out Zelda 2, man.
Exactly, Zelda 2.
Overhated for real. Just kidding.
Right, there's that game, and then there was like Gaiden for Fire Emblem. I don't like Zelda 2 like that, but I'm like I don't think it's that as bad as people make it out to be. But granted, I've only beaten it once and never gone back, so that should tell you something. I've beaten most Zelda games at least 3 times, at minimum twice, right? And then I replayed the one that I played before, the third one, which with Marth and everything, and tell the second part of his story. Then my life changed when I played Genealogy of the Holy War. I said, what the fuck? Yo, this is a masterpiece. What the hell? Like, I did not expect that game to blow me away. I like really, 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 I really love that game. And I think so much of that game is in every single Fire Emblem game. I think that's when they kind of got the formula right. I know you like action more than story games, but is there a game with a good story with trash gameplay that you like? There's tons of games that probably don't have great gameplay that I like the story. It's just that with me, when it comes to video games, I think the most important thing should be the gameplay. The narrative and everything else should come second. But let's see if I can think of anything on the spot. So gameplay was mediocre. Well, I guess Last of Us, I suppose. I don't really like playing The Last of Us, but I don't dislike the story.
Actually, no, wait, no, that's not that's not. Well, there's one I think where the gameplay is substantially not as good as the story. Actually, this will be controversial for a lot of people. God of War 2018. I think that's for me.
I think if you played one God of War, you pretty much played them all. Having
Played
that
them all.
that retrieving axe did not change the gameplay up, and plus you had the I want to say Change of Athena, Change of Chaos, Change of Exile, I don't know what they're called at this point, but
Blades of Chaos.
Yeah, there you go. I am your monster no longer.
No more.
There we go. Yeah.
Or no longer, rather.
My friend told me that I'm going to be very disappointed with the story portion of Horizon Zero Dawn. Forbidden West, sorry. So,
honest to God, I never thought that even the gameplay for 1 looked that entertaining.
Really?
I never actually played it, but I was largely unmoved by what I saw.
This was, I think, when did that game come out? 2017.
I feel something like that.
Yes, it was.
I feel like for
February, because it came out before Breath of the Wild. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, I feel like for like most games now, like when I see action that doesn't really have any like weight and impact to it, because Horizon, whenever like the bow I'd see, it would look like a stream of light is like pinging off anything you hit it with. Like it wouldn't like register.
It depends on what
Like,
type.
really
There's different
hard.
types of arrows. There's like this
Yeah.
weird like concussive one that's made to like blast off machine parts. There's
Mhm.
one that's supposed to confuse them with the corruption. Like there's different ones and stuff. I think that's one of those
Okay.
games that lets you set up and play the way that you want to play. If you want to go spear only and just attack stuff, you want to go stealth, you want to do a mixture of both. I think it was good at letting you play the game the way that you wanted, and I thought the
Okay.
story was profoundly good. Especially, I think especially like when you think about like AIs and whatnot, because I think the thing that I see is a big thing right now is something called Chat GPT, whatever. Um,
The
so
story
yeah,
never looked bad to me, but I think
the
I don't know.
game,
I think maybe I just didn't like a
the
couple of the action
gameplay to
or
me
acting
looked
really.
cool because I did the thing where like I did like additive research beyond that, so I was like watching the developers talk about it and stuff. It's one of those games I followed for a long time too. So I
Okay.
saw how it changed. So like I was almost excited for it. So my perspective and starting point is probably just different from yours, but it's fair, which is fine. But
Yeah.
two didn't
Didn't
entice
look.
me. The second one didn't look as great. Didn't look any different to me. Is really what I would say. So
Yeah.
like,
That's what I thought too.
so
Not to say that one looked bad. It was just like
it's
I
okay though,
didn't get any interest
because
yet.
around that time I was just like, bro, March 3rd, Breath of the Wild. I'm in there. Like, that's all I cared about. That's all.
Facts.
When do you think Tower of God will come back? I think I guessed April. Back when I made that video, was that what I said? Late March, early April.
I don't know if I watched that one.
Oh, I think
But I
that's.
remember
I'm hoping it comes out within the first half of the year.
because
Because
I watched the.
I'm not gonna lie to you. My channel's struggling without Tower of God being active right now. So they do not care about anything else I gotta talk about if it's not that TOG every week. Calling Trauma Ray a freak. They vanished. They're gone. So
Where's the slander at?
yeah. So Zelda is
Talks
one of
about
the
I was
franchises that I
slander.
think has maintained its quality its entire 35-ish years of life.
Is there a bad Zelda game other than 2?
I don't even think two is a black sheep, but I could give you that though. I don't know. Someone will be cheeky and say Link's crossbow training, but I never actually played that seriously. Yeah, I personally was not a fan. I like the one that I like the least is actually Triforce Heroes.
That's
The
one I
one
hear get put out there a lot. I
the
hear
one where
Four
you wear
Sword
the
Adventures.
costumes, where you wear. I like the Four Sword Adventures and Four Swords of
Yeah.
Adventure. I like those
I
ones.
think
But
another
yeah,
one I see get shit on a little bit is Minish Cap, but I love Minish
I
Cap.
love Minish Cap.
Love Minish Cap.
Yeah, you should review Everything Is Fine. My favorite new webtoon. I'm gonna screenshot this so I can just know what it is. There's a couple new webtoons I want to pick up that I think I gotta just post this Purple Heist and shit. The problem is that it's just that it's on my other hard drive and I'm just being annoying, but I gotta put that stuff up. But yeah, and there's something called The Beginning of the End or something like that that everyone's like,
Beginning
you should.
after the end.
There we go. So
Yeah.
that I might throw in the
Trent
channel.
told me about that one.
But yeah, I
He'll
should
call me a
probably like.
fraud if he ever sees this because I haven't read it. But
Oh, it is what it is. Yeah. You know, them webtoon boys just be consuming all these webtoons. I'm like, these aren't good. Like, I've seen the pinnacle of what this can do. I read Kubera. Like, you gotta give me something. You gotta give me something interesting at this point.
yeah.
I can't just read on Ordinary or whatever at this point. Like, they're not moving me like that.
Oof.
I haven't read that. I still have not read that since it came back. Really.
I
So,
heard that they are finally doing Ember shit with Seraphina now, and I was like, I don't care anymore.
I just don't care anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, it took too long. Now your candy's
Like
gone.
I hear that Seraphina's doing drugs to get her powers back. I'm like, you know what? I don't. Whatever.
She on the
Fucking
Chronos.
inject some
She on the
needles.
Chronos.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts. Gotta see
She
myself
got
in the
time. She
jungle.
got time manipulation powers. She got a Chronos
s-
pack.
Gotta see myself in the jungle killing people like 0 and 15 did.
They are, and it's all right. Well, you guys have fun with that, man. I don't have the time and energy to keep up with shit that I don't care about,
They are, and it's
or
all
that
right.
I don't cover. So, if you want
You need to
Kubera
make
videos to
theory
get more
videos.
views, you
That
need to
is-
make 3 videos. 3 videos get the most views.
Listen,
I'll try. I'll try.
I tried to tell him. He's like, nah, it ain't happening.
I'm just not I'm just not a theory guy. I don't know. I know I generally know what Kubera videos will do will break the I don't know the threshold and like go to at least 1K for my channel. Like the season reviews and stuff like that I know, but certain
Yeah.
things, but yeah. It's okay.
I
I'm
mean,
not particularly pressed right now, but just right now because February and January aren't good YouTube months anyway. It doesn't matter.
I think the
Advertisers
problem
haven't
is
gotten
now it's
there.
like
Yeah.
I think if you tried to frame it as like I can theorize where this character arc is going, like where this story arc is going, not like this world building reveal. Oda's cooking up right now is going to be absolute great. They're like not that kind of shit for
Okay,
theories.
Make some rational, not over the top prognostications.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so not like the monkey and Zoe is the traitor
Fujitoro
and
is a time traveling zombie,
playing zombie from the future.
or the Kizaru, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was no, it was Fujitora. It's like yeah, Luffy is a clone of Roger from like the future or some shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, have you seen all this new the clones?
No,
The
I
clones?
haven't. It's funny because I actually did read the chapter. I was thinking of Dookie, and I just read it. I was only one behind, by the way, which pissed me off. But I know what happened now. They dropped a low quality and a high quality, and I thought that was another chapter they dropped. But I didn't realize. So now I know what happened.
Hilarious.
So I thought I was at least two behind, but I just read it, and I'm like, this is ass. I don't care about this. And he is
He's
and
fucking-
Kaku's awakened, bro. Like I think that's very obvious. But yeah.
Are we saying Kaku is awakened and Kaido's not still?
I don't think Kaido's awakened at all.
Okay.
What
I'm
has
just-
he?
I mean, I'm
what,
saying-
yeah. Oh, like what is he? What like what? I don't know why people believe this. Like
Everybody's saying it because of like the black fucking
no.
smoke or some
They would have,
shit.
as the first kind of like awakened person that Zoan that we always seen that worked the jailer beast, he would have done the thing where he did exposition to clarify that that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Because he always does it, and he still does it with Future Sight, where like if he hits Luffy, like I dodged it, even though I saw the he always
The
adds
future.
that context because he doesn't do a good job showcasing it with the artwork. Did you buy?
Yeah.
Did you buy a physical TOG? If you do, you should review it. Were you the person who told me to do that? Someone commented that I was going to do that.
That's
and I was
right.
like,
Didn't Sue like redo the art for season 1 in the physicals?
Yes,
Only in
yes.
Korea or some shit? Okay, yeah.
they say you got to sell yourself for popularity, clickbait, thumbnails, only got reactions, stay toxic shit. I don't want to do all that.
This will blow your mind.
What
Kubera
this
chapter-
this theory
Yeah.
throws One Piece on its head. I'm not
Yeah.
doing that shit. I have engaged in a little more clickbait though, but not. But I still want to like I don't know. I can't do that. I'm not a sellout. I guess. I guess it's why I'll always be poor. I'm not willing to sell my soul for like money and stuff like that. Like it's a conversation I really had where I'm like maybe I'm just not. I was never meant to be like super wealthy. Like maybe my thresholds are like one day I make like 400K and that's it. I'll never be a millionaire. But I'd rather do that than
400K still 6
fucking
figures.
yo. Oh, gotta wipe my forehead, yo. Oh shit, nigga, what the fuck? I'm not doing this. You look ridiculous.
King of Lightning.
I'm not doing that shit. You look ridiculous. I can't do it.
King
I
of-
can't do
King
it.
of Lightning wipe my forehead.
Can't do it. I can't do that, mate. Can't do it. It's not
Can't
for
do
me.
it.
It's not for me, blood. Can't do
Just can't do it, Captain.
it. Just can't do that.
I
So,
don't
yeah.
have the power.
The red arrows in the thumbnail be killing me because
Facts.
we be memeing that shit. Does he know? Did he come?
Does he know?
Did he come was
Can-
crazy with Captain Marvel choking it. I said, wow.
My favorite one to this day is Thor, and it's Can He Retire?
Retire.
That is
That
my
was good.
favorite one. I found another one with Moon Knight said, How do they escape?
Yeah, you guys are right, and I appreciate you guys just being honest with me. Where it's like, honestly, dude, you're gonna have to get out of your shell and do a bunch of shit you don't want to do. And if you don't want to do it,
Suck some YouTube algorithm dick. Boy.
suffer for it. I see the one thing that I do, I give the algorithm is daily videos. It's the one thing I
That is
feed the
true.
algorithm. But yeah, red arrows,
No
thumbnails, wait.
Pogger's expression in the thumbnail.
Ain't nothing pissed me off more than I can't believe it, and in the thumbnail. I hate that shit so much. I can't stand it. I think the problem I've always had is things that I know psychologically work and entice people to do things don't work on me, and thus I think people are like me, and they're like they think like they don't think like me. They don't move like me. They will see Goku's Ultra Instinct stacked with Blue plus fucking fusion with Vegeta, new form? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? I'm like, what? That happened? Like, I'm like, bro, do not
Is it
show
the
me
one-
this channel ever again in your life, is what I'm going to click.
It's the thumbnails where I say, This is insane. And then there's like Like the
Yeah.
expression, sitting in his chair, freaking out.
You won't believe what Oda
Believe what
just revealed in this chapter.
This is game changing.
I believe that I will hit do not recommend channel. That shit doesn't work on me. So I assume people are like smart enough to be like, that's dumb. Not like it's a psyop. So I don't know. Again, I'm working on getting out of my shell slowly but surely. I'm gonna do some collabs. I'm trying to do one major collab a month. This month
The
was over.
collab.
Yeah. I just wish
Hey,
I don't know,
Chris.
man. Because like the only person that actually likes me is Virgo. I always say this. Virgo's the only one that likes me. Virgo invites me to everything, no matter what he's doing. He may not even explain. He'll just drop the link in my DM, and I appreciate him for that. Everyone else, Brago remembers me once a year. Once a year, he remembers me for the randomest thing. But this year, he forgot about me for the top 30. So,
To be fair, you didn't want to be in that shit anyway.
oh no, absolutely. But I didn't want the invite.
Petty as hell.
I probably would have went. I probably would have at least showed some face if he invited me though. So no, Bonehead's cool with me. He just be busy. He's busy. Him and I. Actually, let me not say that. Like it's really One Piece. Big One Piece YouTubers don't love me. They don't care about me.
Brago really just be like, it's a
Huh?
coin flip nowadays if a chapter drops and he even like puts a link in the blacks now. Like,
Oh, fair enough.
yeah.
No, Bonehead and I get along. We're all in the group chat and stuff. I plan to get him, Haku, Sunwoo, and those guys every once in a while. But I'm doing the reclimb to get them to be there too. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
Wasn't Bonehead reacting to Kubera? He stopped on that, right?
He did one video on it, which superseded any live reaction that I did in one video, which Loki made me a little salty. I'm like, wow. But obviously his numbers are bigger than mine naturally. Haku's
Yeah.
the one that's been going at it like 5 chapters every 3 weeks. I'm like, he's
Yeah.
got nowhere, and he started in like October. But yeah, I think he did do a little bit, but he's been more focused on his Tower of Gods, Dungeons and Dragons thing, from what I can see. And I think he dropped an interview video I was supposed to check out. I didn't watch yet, but yeah. I think it was called like the Enryu's problem, the issue with Enryu, or the problem with Enryu. So, but
Ooh,
there was,
controversy.
but there was a good moment. There was a good like 4 months where I just did not think about Tower of God very often when it went away though. It was pretty much like straight Kubera. I Kubera live reaction, Kubera discussion. I make a video about that specific Kubera chapter. So at minimum, you got 3. And then as Glam was catching up, every opportunity we talked about it and put out a video, to the point one time I started recording and creating the like OBS layout as he was talking to me, and I recorded that shit without telling him.
I literally became this man's content whore for like
I said
4
that's
weeks.
content, and I'm struggling. How come you're not playing God Towers and Gods with Dr. Bonehead? When he first conceptualized it, he may have not known that I was somebody who was actually into Dungeons and Dragons. I think because of the way that I look and some things, maybe the way I come across, people might generally sometimes think I don't have certain interests, but like I fucking love D&D. I love that shit so much. Like I play D&D with some of my friends all the time. There was a period with me, Alan, my boy Infamous, McGee, and all of us every Sunday we were playing Dungeons and Dragons. So like yeah, I get it, nigga. Like you don't look like you fucking want to play that shit. So you probably shouldn't know. Sometimes
Hey,
I
I
think
play
I should make
every
Kubera
week and,
videos,
like-
but I don't like talking in my videos. Wow.
Yep.
Well, fair enough.
I played. Just to be fair, I play D&D every week, and I think the majority of our players are actually black. So the stereotype is breaking, gentlemen.
There you
We're
go.
making progress.
They're like he likes to work out and he likes sports.
eats-
He probably
He eats fried chicken, right?
and watermelon, which is funny because fried chicken is my least favorite chicken, and I don't like watermelon anything. Let's do anything. Like I tell people, like I remember when I got kissed by my girlfriend in the 8th grade, she had watermelon lip gloss. I said, "Do not wear that again." Like I don't like watermelon juice, candy, lip gloss, the fruit. I don't like it. So you should try going against at camp. I'll talk to him. I'm just like if he wants to add me, I mean, cool. I'll love to do it. Oh my god, you know what that just reminded me of? I'm an asshole. I gotta text Toddy. I feel so fucking bad.
Sad.
He's doing that Hunter one on fucking Mondays. Holy shit, I forgot. Damn it. Now I feel bad because he's in the position that I'm usually in, where I'm trying so hard to collab with some big people or with one person, and then the day or time comes, and then like I get a message 10 hours later. Oh, sorry, I forgot. You know, oddly enough, I don't know how big he is at this point. You know who the two people who have showed me up the most are? Did I ever tell you?
I don't think so.
It's Matt and Pharaoh. You know,
Matt be fit.
Pharaoh has asked himself to come on streams and not show up.
Yeah, like
Matt, I
Matt
know, is
be
just a Matt.
forgetting.
Match is Matt.
He
That's
just be
fine.
forgetting.
Yeah. Match is Matt. That's completely different. But Pharaoh Space has what he's like. Oh, bro, can I come? Yo, absolutely come to blah blah. Just can't find him.
Yeah.
Never can find him. Oh shit, this is so funny. But
As soon as I heard like Matt, as soon as I heard Matt, I was like, "Yep, that makes sense."
yeah.
It's
But
like
that one I
fucking
understand. That's just like a Matt. Like Brago and
Eric
Matt
and
don't piss me because I know they just do. They're just kind of
Yeah.
like go with the flow, whatever direction the wind's blowing in type of people. Because
Mhm.
I'm kind of like that in some ways. Maybe I don't know how. I think Braga maybe has better schedule. I don't know, but
Yeah.
does he still come like mad late to his streams? Like I don't know. That's the whole thing.
I mean, every time he streams, it's still like he goes like, "Yeah, I'm gonna only go for 2 hours." 5 hours later, the stream's still going.
No, but I mean like he'll set it up for like 11 p.m. and start at 1 a.m.
Oh, for the YouTube ones, I have no idea. For Twitch ones, it's a little bit different
Okay.
because that's just whenever he goes. But like, Matt's hilarious because fucking Eric and Christian were trying to get this man on the podcast forever, and then when Matt finally agreed to it, the day they were supposed to do it, he didn't show up. He just forgot.
Yeah. So it's just hard. It's just hard. Do you not like network with other streamers? You seem content with your little pocket of YouTube. Um, I want to expand more. I think the problem is like there's a couple of things. I'm not really like I'm not awkward, and I'm really well socially calibrated, but I never know how people are gonna take me. In a sense where it's like I could come across as a little blunt and abrasive sometimes, and
Yeah.
and I find that because I can be a bit of a contrarian because like my opinions don't fall in line with like a lot of standards where it's like I'm not gonna sit here and tell you Hunter and Berserk and Finland Saga in that order are the greatest thing. You know, like I have issues. I got questions. I don't know about that. Like I don't think they're as perfect as people make it out to be. It's like how could you what? How could you like so if I go into a new community and they bring up Hunter, very matter of fact, like, oh yeah, Hunter, like their writing is so great. Like I interject and go, I don't know about all that. Like I have issues. Then that entire community is like, what the fuck is he saying? So it's just like it's hard sometimes because it's like then I just become like the odd man out in the room. And generally speaking, when I feel like everyone's mad at me, I just remove myself. I don't want to disrupt anybody. I don't want people being upset and unhinged, so I just leave. Two is just sometimes it's hard to collab because the time zones and sometimes of whatever. And content creators forget a lot, especially in my case. Maybe because I'm not big enough. A lot of times I will be like, hey, this and that and the third, and when the time comes, they're not there. And it's not even like I get warned beforehand. And it's not like I don't ask a couple times. I don't just say, hey, in 5 weeks we're doing this, and then it's just hope you remember. I will. Hey, you're still good for this day. This time's still good. All right, and I'll just.
I think it might just like specifically for One Piece's case, Naya has the misfortune of being in a community where a lot of the people that he and I like to associate with are forgetful motherfuckers when it comes to like scheduling and being around at certain times.
Yeah.
like Jay is like this. Dritz and Laz are like this to a certain extent. Like they all got it. Like it's something I clown them all the time for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So again, I do want to get out of my shell and out of my pocket or corner, if you will, and I want to see what happens if I expose myself to other communities. So I'm going to try that in earnest this year. Honestly, part of the reason last year I didn't end up doing it is 'cause I actually grew a lot last year when Tower of God kind of hit the like getting up the trauma ray section. I actually gained like 1,000+ subscribers, but as soon as it went away, I went back to like stagnant my like 1-2 a day growth kind of thing. So, but also there was a lot of stuff about algorithm I didn't understand that Jay explained to me and everything. But it is what it is. Again, I'll just do my best and see what happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Nothing we could do about it. But I enjoy. I've always said that like for me, it's not always about the numbers. I think at this point, the only thing that probably bothers me is that I think I work too hard on the content creation side of these things for the amount of money I get out of it. Like prior to that, I just made videos and I went. I just made videos and I went, and I did it in my spare time for the first 3 years. Last year was the first year for like 4 months. I took off to focus on it. Went really well. I grew a lot. This year, I made last year, February, for the first time, I asked for monetary support. I never had asked that. For 3 years, I just did. I took what I got. I got what I got, and I didn't ask for anything. Now I made a Patreon. I do think that at this point, I'm probably working too hard on this for the amount of money that I get back. Because people don't know that most of the money that I make has nothing to do with content creation. It has to do with the 8 other 100 million jobs that I work all the time, every day. Right now, I'm not really working outside the house until February. February, my contract started up, so I'll be really busy. That's why I stockpile so many videos, so I can like make 1 or 2 or 3 a week to keep the flow going. But I have to stockpile like 16 in advance so that I can go out and work in the real world. So we'll figure it out. I think more Joseph videos would be nice. Is that something you really love? I actually agree with that. I'm gonna do. I think one thing I want to do this year is I want to experiment with just more videos and just doing stuff that I like. I'm actually working on maybe making a pretty extensive Chained Echoes review because I really like that game. And I'm on the last
And also,
portion. Go ahead.
also for this year, if we talked about this at the end of last year. A lot of videos we have ideas for, specifically for Kubera and even for Tower of God.
Yeah.
Algorithms love listing and tier list making videos.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of plans for a lot of those, especially for Kubera this year.
Yeah, without a list. Like I'm gonna play ball a little bit more this year. I'm gonna compromise to some degree and see what happens and just see where we could take it. But I do appreciate everybody who's been here for like the last 4 years. Like this would be what, my 5th year? Because I think I started at the end of January, like a couple whatever years ago. So so my first like 2 videos are actually not on the channel anymore because I remember when the Shueisha thing was happening, I got scared and I deleted a bunch of them. But yeah. I like a slow growth is better than no growth. And one thing I could say is I stopped having no growth. And with Kubera, one thing I always say, the watch time's really good. But yeah, we'll just see. I'm just not really like I don't know if I have the personality necessarily just to go viral like off rip like that. I think my thing will always be a slow build because of the way that I am. I'm not yelling at the camera. I don't keep up with all the latest trends and all the latest sayings and stuff like that. I also like am technologically challenged, so that's probably not a great thing. You know what I mean? So it's fine. I don't take it. I don't take offense to it. Except sometimes when I work really hard on the video and no one watches it, and I might just record something that's 5 minutes long and everyone watches it. I'm like, why did what happened? So I think you should do less Kubera. I love Kubera, but it's not going to make you. Oh, that much I know. Kubera's not the thing that'll make the channel pop off, but I'm not gonna stop doing it because it's the thing that I enjoy covering the most on my channel. I do that for me more than I do that for y'all, if I'll be quite honest.
You
That's
can have
for
a
me.
balance.
That keeps my sanity.
You can have a balance of for you and for content for a lot of this stuff. Plus, you're still getting views on the video anyway. It's better than having nothing.
Exactly. So, but that's
we just gotta actually we gotta make those fucking tier lists.
Yeah, and get some of the we gotta just get them done. I have to make another account on Twitter or something to make the thing. I forgot the login for the last one I had. So when I made the other ones, I made a couple of them. That's why I have a few. So
like the problem is the Kubera one's gonna take so long to get all the characters. It's so many fucking.
This is gonna be a project in tandem with the Discord. I am not doing that. Like me and you, I won't get it done because I'll half-ass it. I know me. I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna do characters that are important, and then after, but then not because of the bit in itself, where it's like, is John B important? She's not there that much.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So like, it's gonna become whatever. But one thing I also think will help, maybe at least on the Twitch platform, is just actually gaming with my friends and like having like the gaming banter and stuff too. Because me, Simi, Vince, and Pat are all planning to like really get that popping and going and stuff and everything. Because we all have like PC and Steam Decks type of thing. So like, just stay tuned. I'm taking a while, but I'll get there. Go ahead.
You know what I actually downloaded like today or yesterday? I bought Overcooked 2. Like just like party game reasons. Bro, I can only imagine this shit like if
it's actually chaotic. It's fun as fuck. It's chaotic. I like that game. I like that game. That's one in the kitchen. Everyone's running around. It should be sliding, and you got to chop it up, and the kitchen's on fire. You got to serve the right shit. Yeah. I like that. Haku was the first YouTuber I watched. I think he might be like just the first. Like he's the OG. I did not know you existed until you made that video sharing the things you disliked about TOG. I get an influx every once in a while of completely different fans here and there. Like some people were there for me at the beginning. Haku has always been like a part of my channel though. Like I think he deserves way more subs than he has. It pisses me off, but I also know at this point he's kind of messed up his algorithm the way that I did with having a plethora of. It's like the thing where it's like going kind of like a variety channel works better when you've already established that fan base. Because if you watch my first couple of videos, you never knew what you were getting. Might be a Zelda video, Paper Mario, a Rat Queen's recommendation, a One Piece video. Every day I was rolling the dice. Because I have so many eclectic interests. I have so many interests and so many, right? But quickly I learned that like y'all do not read comics and y'all do not play games like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I focused on One Piece for a bit. I think my biggest failure in my head is not being able to actually be a big One Piece YouTuber. The Tower of God thing kind of happened on accident, but it was my favorite webtoon at the time, so I was
Yeah.
okay with it.
It was gonna be the problem with the One Piece shit for you was like there's only two ways to really get huge for this. You got a power scale or make theories. That's really it. Nobody really cares about anything else.
Or I have to be extremely positive all the time,
Yeah.
or absolutely just ripping a new asshole all the time, and I
Yeah. Yep.
don't fall into any of those categories. So
Yep.
I always say it's funny. I always say like the argument. Me and my best friend always talk about the fact that in a lot of ways, the more normal and like even keeled, well adjusted and balanced you are, the more you're punished for it. Where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we originally we were speaking about it from a political standpoint, where it was like,
Okay.
at least if you're in the left, the cult of the left, the death cult of the left, that's your them are your peoples. You got your peoples. If you're like the alt right or whatever, you still got your peoples. You got your Christian loving whatever the fuck, right? So it's like you got your. But like if I'm one, like I don't like either of you bozos. What do? You're the weird one. You got no group. You're politically homeless. So it's like power scalers and One Piece is the best all the time. One Piece is the worst all the time. Where I'm like I'm somewhere in the middle, and it's like, oh, we don't care about that. I'm like, oh well, there it is. Do I like Forsen? No, I don't know this. What's up? You said, what do you call a cow with no legs? Let me think. You know, I don't know. What's going on? I don't know. I don't know.
What are these new people? What is going on?
I don't know. I found what you're trying to when someone in Dr. Bowen's comments mentioned that you do Kubera videos. Oh, really? That's interesting. Does anyone else do Kubera videos? Am I like the only one? I actually don't know. I actually like usually I'll check my competition. I think I googled it, but I see like random videos or like AMVs. I thought AMVs, and there was that one guy's channel we watched. What I don't know. Yeah.
Like when I type in Kubera, your video is the top one that I see.
Nice.
Um,
I used to be the for Tower God at 1.2, but I'm not anymore.
like if I literally just type in Kubera, it's your video with Tower of God versus Kubera, and then one about the Kubera mantra 108 times with lyrics.
Okay.
Like actual like religion.
Yeah, and like going into the Hindu stuff. Because when I type sometimes when I type Kubera and I forget like, oh yeah, or like a name in like I'll put Vishnu. I'm like, oh yeah, that's literal Vishnu.
Yep.
Vishnu Kubera. Like I just type Zeus, I might just literally get like like Greek mythology. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yep.
Zeus from the Marvels universe, so Zeus. Actually, I think when I typed in Zeus the last time, I got the blood of Zeus. Fucking, I'm like, I don't want this bozo.
Can we talk about how lame Marvel Zeus is in comparison to DC Zeus? Like, it's actually wild.
Yeah. Jesus.
He's like at these random comic book thoughts that I just have, and I was like, damn, you suck compared to this other guy.
I think a few channels based on compare videos, but those are recent. Fair enough. Yeah, this is the one thing that I'm cool with making that I know will never really blow up in that sense. But I like the community. One thing I've always given you guys credit for, you watch the video. The watch time on those are unlike any other videos that I put out, even the very popular ones. Where if it's
I will say,
if I put out a video that's 10 minutes, you guys watch the average is like 6 minutes and 30 seconds, which is a lot. Go ahead.
I will say, in terms of recognizability, Brago was streaming the other day, and then a couple of us were in there with him. I was in there for a while with him. And at one point, he asked us all what we had been reading recently. And both Bao and I, on his stream in front of like, I don't know how many people were in there, we said Kubera, and Brago asked us a couple questions about it, and we told him how good it was. And it was like, you heard it here first, chat. Kubera's popping, according to Glam and Bao. So, like, word is being spread. I've made it my goal to at least spread the word. Do I want it to get popular to the point where you get shit takes in there? No, I really don't. But
Feel that.
if it helps people get money, I'll help them out.
Yeah. Animosity makes you bear videos season 2. Oh, okay, there you go. I would show them love too if people make videos. So I'm no problem because anybody who was a one up and comer for Tower of God always showed them love. Like Ryzen, I'm like yeah, bro, come on, like don't be afraid to talk to me, dog. Like I'm not important. I don't have like self righteous indignation. I don't think I'm better than anybody necessarily. Like it obviously depends what we're talking about. Like if like oh we're gonna go play like a match of football, like yeah I'm better than you. I'll fucking cook you. I'll get a hat trick. Fuck you. You suck. But like I don't have the. I'm not. I guess. What I'm gonna say is I'm not a narcissist. I'm not a self-worshiping. I don't have main character syndrome where I believe everything is about me. The center of the universe does not revolve around me. So sometimes people are like, I was scared to hit you up. Inspiration Mode was like this at one point too. He's bigger than me now, by the way. Where he was like, I didn't want to bother you because I only had like 100 subs. I'm like, all I care about is your mic is an ass. If your mic is not ass, you can come talk to me. I don't. That's the only thing. And even that I've been lenient with because Lizard and East be air bending and using the wind tunnel when I'm on stream. Okay? But even
it's ironic because you said Virgo earlier.
Yeah. You remember when I'll never forget when Virgo actually uses fucking Yeti. I'll never forget that.
When Matt told him what to do on his stream,
and then he screamed, and he sounded so crisp. Like, what is this high definition audio we're getting from Virgo, bro?
I was like, turn on the mic setting. I think I remember that Matt had just. I think Matt had enough, and he was like, bro, this shit is not working.
Yeah. I will say this though. I'm gonna say this here. If I'm not invited naturally to the next Reverie, I have a vendetta against the One Piece community. They're at that point they're my enemy. This is getting ridiculous. Okay, I love Get a Reverie.
Do you want? Let's be real. At this point, do you want to be in a Reverie?
Well, it's not going to be bad for me. So yes, and I like to go to streams and temper people. And when people come with their stupid wild ass takes, that makes no sense. I like to be the one to put them back in their box and tell you to relax. You're not as smart as you think you are. So yes, I would love to be there. I would. For that, I don't know how well it's gonna go, but I would at least like the opportunity. Is basically what I'm saying. The power scaling thing, that's run its course. I get that. That like I was cool with because even the last, because Vince and Simi were laughing the last time because they're like, look at Laz and fucking Naya. They look dead. It's like 3 a.m. They're tired. They're still on number 28. 3 hours in. They're like, yo, we lost Hemmings. Like I remember I got a text, Yeti, you up? I said, shut the fuck up. So yeah.
Yeah, just Reverie really depends on who's hosting it next. Like
Panatanaga, I could only get one of my cousins and my sister to read it, nobody else. But Tower of God was also something I had trouble getting people to read too. Something about webtoons, I guess maybe some people just like weird to them. I don't know. So we also see the Reverie. I also been spreading the Career Gospel. I love to see it. I love the Pornhub. I want that Pornhub reviews. I'll never forget Love Parameter, my favorite one. Love Parameter.
That's another one.
I reference Love Parameter a lot too when I talk about like stat manipulation and like and stat growth personally in like webtoons and like especially from Korea because I would say Korea really loves power fantasies, so and that includes the Pornhub. So yeah, that's what's up.
Reverie's weird. It really depends on who's hosting it for when people are getting in there. Oh, look, Townsy there. Talk about Portman. He shows up. That's crazy. But yeah, whoever hosts it next, like it really depends on if they get you in there or not. Because like when I heard that Randy was hosting the next one, I was like, yeah, nobody that's a small YouTuber is getting in that bitch at all.
Who? Brago, Roger. I don't remember who else hosted it. Randy.
Jay's had one. Jay's was the previous one because like they had to pick because Jay made sure that Townsy was in that one.
Not me though. What's up, Townsy? My guy. Yo, Townsy, I heard Sonic Prime is good. Is that true? I want his opinion. Some new Sonic cartoon my friend was telling me was actually pretty well done. This is coming from a guy.
Also,
Sorry, oh, I brought up Teen Titans Go before. I won't lie to you. Sometimes when my cousin was watching Sonic Boom the cartoon, I got some legitimate laughs out of how stupid they fucking are every once in a while. It was rare, but I had some pretty serious laughs. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I asked the question I wanted to ask Townsy in the chat.
You beat the balloons level, but
He and I have been we've been high level playing this balloon CD6 shit.
okay. Balloon. When you said balloon,
Real time.
when you said balloon, I thought of like one of the clowns from the Ace Attorney games with the breasts. So
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Did you ever see there's a random clown that got very popular on the internet for fan art with the clown nose and really big breasts and like the suspender like straps? It's from Ace
I
Attorney.
do not recall this.
Okay. Maybe I'll show you after. Maybe you'll know. But is the dragon Sura or half really a psycho? Or is there a deeper reasoning behind him not caring for others? There's a deeper reasoning. Just keep reading. It'll all be explained. Halfling, my boy Kazak, my
This-
guy, Dra, and
Speaking
the
of-
fucking god.
Speaking of porno, this fucking thumbnail for this porno that I'm looking at right now is
By the way,
wild.
send me the ones that are good. I'm back, so I'm trying to get back into it.
You're back?
Yeah, I'm back. So send me.
All right,
like,
I got you.
yeah.
I'll write you up a list.
Yeah, Vincent sent me a couple, so I'm gonna get on that. So I haven't peeped Prime yet since I heard it was supposed to be targeted towards kids. Hasn't been on top of my list. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been gone for a minute. I was telling people because they would ask me which ones have I read, and I told them what era I was from. I'm from the South, Brawling Go, S Study, Love Parameter, Sweet Guy, H Mate, Household Affairs, like era. Like that was me. Drug Candy, She Is Young, like that was like 19. Like that's the era that I was really like rocking with that stuff. And sports guy, sports girl, like that stuff. Like I wrote down on Truth and Love on this my high fantasy elves and orcs and shit one that I love, but that's from a Canadian made that though. Go ahead.
There's one that I've read recently, or one that I read a while ago. It was legitimately a good story. Like the cheeks weren't like crazy, but they were still good. But like legitimately good story.
That is low key like what you kind of want though, like you want a balance of like the artwork going crazy and the girls being batting and they getting their back blown up, but the story is like the drama and the love is like at least more than bearable, you know? Because sometimes I'm like, bro, the artwork is so far, but I cannot take anything happening seriously, and I won't keep reading.
It's also the constant pain of navigating which stories have NTR or not.
That's what Simi. Yeah. That Simi be like, I hate NTR. I'm like, I hear you. I can't say that I love it.
What's crazy is that the NTR ones usually have goated art. We're just like, fuck. I don't want to read this shit.
It just hurts.
Facts.
This guy with anybody. I forgot Candy. I was reading it in middle school and I didn't know it had nudity until I got to close the windows and then like the Flash. I feel that A Wonderful World is a good one currently. I think that one might be on the list that they gave me, but
Wonderful New World is one that me and Vince have talked about a fair amount.
Okay, then yes. I know Catan had some too, but all right, people. I did my hour and a half Kubera stream. I gave you guys 2 hours here. I still got to edit some stuff, and I actually think I'm gonna finish Chain Echoes tonight. I know I'm at the end. I got some Ultima weapons. I got some, you know what I'm saying? So, is anyone streaming actually? I keep saying I'm going to do this, and let me do this. Let me check this time.
Nobody is streaming the but
yeah, no one is. Well, the one time I check. All right, y'all be safe.